Solo.
And hello! Welcome to Solo Playthroughs! We got a big one today! I guess that's gonna work. There's a lot of stuff to fit on camera. So we're gonna do the best we can with this monstrosity. What is up with Frostpunk, the board game? So I've never played the video game. I was intrigued when it got announced as a fan of TWAM, or though somebody who did sell his copy of This War of Mine because it was cheerful. It was too cheerful. That's that's the way. That's the way to say it. So yeah, reached out to the company that makes Frostpunk, Glass Cannon, asked for a review copy. They politely said, nope, sorry. And then I saw monstrous boxes appearing in people's homes, which are like, I will never own that because that is far too big. But then I learned there was a retail edition, got into a chat with Joey, a patron of mine. And Joey was, he surprised me with a retail copy of Frostpunk. And that was about, a year ago. And here we are. So finally had a chance to learn this beast. I love it. I really do. Don't know where it would fit in rankings if I did those sorts of things again, but really impressed with Frostpunk and what it does and how it does it, and gives me a lot of the things I liked in TWAM without the depression that came along with TWAM on the side. Although this is not a cheery world in itself, it's just, a little bit less likely to, hit as hard in some ways. So I played a bunch. I finally won it once, and then that was about 2 weeks ago. I haven't played it since. So today I'm not very hopeful I'm going to win, but I'm going to try. The rule set is okay. I really do like a lot of what they did with the rule book, but then there were some things that were just an absolute miss for me. They decided to, instead of having one master sheet with a reference, they decided to give you 4 different ones with all the different information and paragraph stuff that are more about strategy and not as helpful, and instead we get this one act card which is really small but should be bigger. I don't know. So this I found cumbersome to learn, especially playing solo. But ultimately, it's a very excellent game. I would highly recommend it, and I've only played the first scenario. To be clear, there are 6 different societies or 5 different societies. Each society has 3 different difficulty levels, and I'm playing on the first society at normal level, and that indeed is a huge challenge. I cannot imagine getting to the point where I would feel like I would want to play this on the harder levels. I did go ahead and buy the expansion, which adds a few different cards. So if you have just a base game and I put a card up, I don't know what's base game, what's expansion. So if you have a card, I haven't seen that card, it could come from the expansion. The expansion also does give you some nice wooden upgrades for a lot of the components, which are probably necessary if you play a lot, because even they did not give me a wooden upgrade, for instance, for this token here, and it's already wearing because I just have a habit of, when I'm thinking, I just flip it over and over and over again. So seeing some people in the chat, Tabletop Troubadour says, not for long, soon he freezes. Not sure, that seems like it's probably a response to something that did not make it into the chat for the live stream. So Troubadour, you will have to tell me what you were responding to or who you were responding to. And then we have Joey himself. Glad you were getting into the game finally. I know nothing about it, so I'm interested to see how it goes. I'm on the way to the kids' soccer, so we'll have to catch later. Good luck. Good luck at soccer, sir. Have a blast. So we are in a dystopian future, and everything got really cold. So society has crumbled under the crashing weight of a cold wave. And we are now just trying to build a society. Fortunately, we have some steampunkian technology. Some steampunk fans are going to be, that's not a word. Well, it's a word now deal with it. And we have this generator, which can heat the town. The generator can go right in the middle of the board. And while that's cool, it's also a bit of a hindrance to visibility as this gets busier and busier and busier. So we're going to move this to the side, and we're using the alternate side of not only this board but this board as well. So if you'll see how that plays out, but we will end up dropping coal into our generator to heat the town. There are certain things to consider with that. And we like heat because if we do not heat the town, we will indeed get sick because the cold makes us very sick. And as our sickness goes up, the chance of death becomes imminent. Now, there is one way to win this game and one way to win this game only, that is to survive. There are multiple ways to lose. You can lose because of sickness, you can lose because of hunger, you can lose because of death, you can lose because of, I don't know, lots of things happening. You can lose because your generator explodes twice, because, exploding once, you can kind of overcome that, but exploding twice, that's a bridge too far. Tabletop Troubadour Sadger says he lives! I do. Riddle Walker says hello, good evening from France. And Troubadour says, but apparently that comment disappeared. Yes, I have programmed my channel to ignore everything Sadget says and make sure it gets deleted as soon as possible. So, we're going to someone's going to be like, is he serious? No, I'm not serious. That's just the thing that I said, because I make up stuff. I'm not trustworthy. All right. There are things on boards that are just not going to be on the screen because, yes, because this game is ridiculously large. If you get the whole thing, you will spend a lot more money, and all of these little tokens would actually be giant pieces of plastic. I would not recommend that. I think that would be super annoying to play with because it'd be really hard to differentiate what building was what, especially in your first few plays. But maybe if you're an experienced player and you're going to play this a lot and you have an ungodly amount of room on your shelf for one ridiculous game, then by all means go buy that. But I really am enjoying the retail version along with the small expansion. All right, the expansion was like $20. It was not hard to find either. Maybe that's changed, but I did get the expansion as soon as I got the base game. It was funny. I was like, I have an Amazon package coming, and I thought that Amazon package was a 10-pound bag of protein powder. Instead, it was Frostpunk the board game. Just like, what? What is this? Why do I have this? It's like, okay. So I am shuffling cards. These are all called, what are these called? They're a weather card. I'm shuffling weather cards. Weather cards have a lot of information. We will explain that when we get there. You'll notice that this is our keeping track of our generator. Our fire is currently at the lowest level it can possibly be. And then we have a cold level up here. This will progressively move higher, as will these tokens, and this is significance there, and I will explain that as we go. I think that will be easier. This board is tracking our citizens. There are 3 kinds of citizens. We have children. In our camp right now, we have 8 children. We have 12 engineers, and we have 22 workers. You will notice that there are these yellow lines. When your marker goes here, you get this is essentially a worker placement game. You get a worker, which is going to be representative of a certain number, or a meeple, I should say, representative of a certain number of either workers, or a certain number of engineers, or a certain number of children. The children are green, the engineers are blue, the workers are brown. By far the most important of your meeples are the engineers, because there are many buildings that can only be activated by an engineer. As you gain and lose population of certain citizens, it is important to try to keep your engineers alive, because if you lose more than 2 engineers to start the game, well, guess what? Not only are you having things that are risking death, you are also going to be having less ability to do important things that you need to do with your smarties. That's right, the smarties. If I gained 3 engineers and got up to 15 population of engineers, I would get a 4th blue meeple for every subsequent round. So gaining population can indeed be a very good thing. However, the more population you gain, the more you will need to feed your hungry bitches that live in your society. That's right, I call them hungry bitches. I can't understand why they don't just want to never eat, but alas, they want to eat a lot, and you will need to feed them. If you do not feed them, they will indeed get discontent. If you get too much discontent, you lose. If you lose all hope, you lose. Again, many ways to lose. So much losing. So I will find all the ways to lose before I am done with this game for sure. Now, There are these Dusk cards. These Dusk cards, important, do not shuffle them. Do not be like me and shuffle because you're just used to shuffling things. These things are supposed to stay in order. You will be told to find very specific Dusk cards. I have I have 0 through 74. The game will start with 000. It's a Dusk card called The Inevitable, which again is going to be half off camera. It has text on it, I promise. See, wasn't lying. We put that up there. The rest of these we'll just keep in order off camera over hither. Now, there are these special Dusk cards that are related to different laws. This is a society, after all. You are going to be able to pass 4 laws. How many laws? 4. Over the course of the game, you can pass the law. Who can you pass a law with? Well, your engineer, because your workers are too dumb to do the task. But your engineer is very smart, so they might have some ideas about different kind of laws that you might want to have in your society. Whenever you pass a law, though, there are going to be consequences. Some are good, some are shitty. So you have to get the 2 cards. There are always 2 Dusk cards that correspond to each law that you pass. So if I pass law number 1, I'm going to take these 2 cards, work accidents and parents' rights. I'm going to shuffle them up and randomly have one of those 2 cards added to the Dusk deck. We will resolve 1 Dusk card every evening. So I will go ahead and take these 8 laws. Now, these 8 laws, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, are going to be in the game guaranteed. There are other laws, 9 through 12. I will shuffle this deck, and we are randomly going to choose 4 to have at our mercy. I don't know, have in our available laws that we could pass over the course of this game. But again, even that, you can only pass 4 of them. Now, the 8 base game law, or the 8 laws that are always in, they are rather dichotomous. So if I choose to pass law number 1, I take law number 2 out of the game. Same with 3 and 4, same with 5 and 6, and same with 7 and 8. All right, grabbing 4 new laws, and they are the following. I can have a society that has an extended shift. If I do that, I'm making people work harder. I will have to increase discontent. I can have a time to rest. I can do some things there. That's interesting. It allows me to control discontent and hope. So again, I'll get to the discontent and hope tokens in a second. I can reduce my discontent by having a fighting arena. People, they're getting angsty. Just let them beat the shit out of each other. They'll be fine. They will help. I promise. It's good for your society. Or starvation rations. I can do some things and feed less citizens. And few for each citizen equal to current types. But if I do that, not only do I have to increase discontent, I also might have to activate a certain discontent token. And again, none of that's going to make sense if you've never played this game, but I will describe it as we go. So I'm going to put all these laws up here. Why? No good reason, except I'm just desperate for space right now. In a solo game, there is this call to rise card. Based on how many hope tokens I have at some point once per game during the preparation phase, which I'll talk about the phases, I can discard this and get a certain number of citizen cards. These are the citizen cards. We'll talk about those. They can be really important. So I just saw this card, figured I'd mention it. Let me put this over hither. And sure, you're going to have 1 advisor at our service for this game. I will totally randomize this. Burp. 1, we get the generator advisor. Only during the preparation phase, I can exhaust a hope, which isn't always a good thing to do, but if I do, I can remove the 3 stress cubes from the stress track. I will explain that. This is probably not something I will do often because exhausting hope can be brutal. What can it be? Bad. What can it be? Not good. Exactly. Glad I could clarify that for you. A bunch of synonyms. Synonyms with solo playthroughs. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Synonyms is a hard word to say, apparently. So we're going to put this over here, the generator phase, and we'll put it on. Oh, wow. That's an art choice that was made. No, we're going to go back to her. She's less scary. Hi, I'm Greg. Nice to meet you. All right. We are going to have our society card. So again, our society card tells us various things. So this society number 1, it's called Society. Along the way, we've lost people and found new companions. We're a motley crew, but the hardships of the journey gave us a sense of unity. There is hope for us. We even managed to preserve enough food to be able to feed our children. at least for now. We start with 22 workers. Again, that gives us 5 worker meeples. We start with 0 sick workers. We start with 12 engineers and 0 sick engineers. We start with 8 children and 0 sick children. Now, the 12 engineers gives us 3 worker engineer meeples, and the 8 children gives us 2 children meeples. We start with 0 automatons. We are going to start with discontent, and we are going to start with hope. So, for whenever we gain a discontent, we either can activate a discontent, or we can draw, or we can, that's there. So again, we have an active and an unactive side of these things, or we can add a discontent token. But if we ever add 6 discontent tokens, we lose the game. Not great. So I'm going to put one of these puppies on there because we're gaining 2 discontent tokens. So that is the greed symbol, the hand, and this is the greed symbol. So we got 2 greed discontent. And this tells me 2-1. That means I get 2 discontent tokens, and only the first one is going to be activated. Meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab hope tokens. Now this is a 2-2, so I'm going to get 2 hope tokens, and both of them will actually be activated. So that is a justice symbol, and that is a motivation symbol. The only other symbol I am missing for hope tokens is going to be the there's motivation, there's justice, and care. There's a hand symbol, which is care. That's right. The other 2 discontent tokens, we have apathy, which is like a ... and an anger, which makes me very angry. All right, we have 1 dead person. If we get up to 10 dead people, guess what? Another way we can lose. I know, so many ways to lose. It's super exciting. So that's all the information I need, other than I start with 8 food, I start with 4 wood in my supply, and I start with 5 coal in my supply. Now, don't confuse these as being part of my supply. That is just a wood stockpile that just happens to be next to our generator, and this is a coal stockpile, which also happens to be in our next to our generator. That is not in our supply, so we cannot use that until we gather it. Super exciting stuff. All right, this society card can go over, I don't know, just over there somewhere. I don't know. That'll work. Great. We have these tokens here. One weird thing is 3 of these tokens are blank, and they left the opposite side of them all blank. So I did put a gray dot on the back of all of them so I could figure out what was the revealed and what was not the revealed side. And what we're going to do is go to the corners of our little hexagon here. And we're going to put these tokens out one at a time until we have 3 tokens that are not blank. So blah, blah, blah. And there we go. So we're going to take off the blank tokens. Now this is a potential source of coal for us, and these are a potential source of wood for us. Those are going to be in the wall of our little civilization here. There are ways to get that. That would be very late game, and not sure if it makes sense to try to do it, especially with the wood, but someone who's smarter at this game can tell me that I'm wrong, and I'm cool with that. We do start with the cookhouse in play. At any point, we can send a worker there to activate the ability on that cookhouse. We would spend 3 food. We would either increase increase hope or decrease discontent. So again, when we decrease discontent, we can either deactivate an active token, or we can take a token off. And when we increase hope, we can either activate an unactive token, or we can add another hope token. All right, I'm going to now shuffle these tiles. So you see there are 3 areas now that are totally empty. They are not leading toward anything super cool. You'll see that there are 2 symbols on the back of the tokens. There are 12 of these tokens that have the symbol that indicates your generator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's right, 12. There are exactly as many as you could possibly use in the game. So if I got all these on the board, it would make a perfect ring around the center tile here. I'm going to shuffle these up, and we're going to put 3 out going toward the corners of our hexagon that did not get a resource. This goes here, this goes here, this goes here. The other 9, I'm just going to put over to the side right here. So we have, this gives us nothing great except 2 food, because of that symbol, and it has a steam core on top of it. Steam core is going to be super useful to build certain kinds of buildings, or we could turn them into automatons. Again, a strategy I haven't been very successful with yet. This building, this tile, just has a stockpile of 3 wood on it. And this tile, what an unbelievably bad draw. Woof. That has a stockpile of 3 wood on it as well. Okay, there are better tiles. I guess there are worse tiles. So we'll have to make do. Now I'm going to shuffle up the outer tiles, which again, they have the symbol. There you go. I'm going to cause an earthquake. That's also a good idea. Earthquake, earthquake. Earthquakes are hard to survive, people. This is here. And we're going to put 3 of these babies out. Again, get them to the wall. But again, there are no resources on this wall. So, you know, it's a thing. We're going to put this one here, this one here, this one here. We will flip them over. We get another steam core and 2 coal. Steam core, 2 coal. Bam. What is this? 3 coal and 2 trees. 3 coal, 2 trees. Gotta like the trees, they're pretty cool. And over here we get 4 wood. All right. Interesting. And a bunch of empty spaces, which could be good. I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. We'll see what our tech is. And speaking of tech, all right, these things are these are different journeys we could go on with like exploring dudes. There is an A pile, a B pile, and a C pile. So I'm going to just shuffle them all, put them all off camera up to the top here, and then we're going to put 3 A journey cards up there at the top left of our board. No comments. Everyone's so just invigorated by everything that's happening right now. All right, this goes up here. Bam. And this goes up there as well. And we're going to put 3 A cards for available explorations as we try to see if there's anybody else alive near us. So we could explore a cave, which would give us an unknown reward, as seen by the question mark there. We could explore a snowdrift, which would give us an unknown award, as can be seen by the question mark there. Or we can explore another snowdrift, which would give us an unknown award, as which can be seen by the question mark there. So lots of question marks. Interesting. This has 3 spaces of exploration. This has 2. This has 3. And that will make sense as we start getting into the weather cards as the game unfolds. All right, those can live there, I guess, for now. We need some tech. So there are going to be 4 possible things for us to be able to discover. There was 1 tech card we are told to take out for the setup for the scenario. It is called Steam Hub, I think. That's a whole different thing. Essentially, there are 4 main scenarios, and there are variants. No, wait, I'm sorry. There's 1 like main scenario. There's like a bunch of variants of it, and then there are 3 advanced scenarios. But again, tons of hours of gameplay in the retail box, and it does seem like all the scenarios are included in the retail box. But someone can correct me if I'm wrong. I think the biggest difference between the Kickstarter edition and the retail edition is going to be all of the minis for the various buildings that you are going to construct. All right, what is my available tech? This is going to be a game-breaking moment. We can get tracking techniques. During the weather phase, we gain 1 food for each map tile depicting a food bonus. That could be interesting. We get nutrition education, and we can use Cookhouse with a child meeple. Don't hate it, don't love it. I do hate how this board is laying out, though. That's a thing. Did I put the text over there? Maybe. I'm going to sneeze. Lots of things happening, kids. Hold on. Hold on. Can I do it? Boom. Just in time. Saved you all. You're welcome. All right. Let's put the text over here. There's really no... First time you stream anything, it's just like, you know... It works. All right, here we go. We're going to have this tech, which is the charcoal kiln upgrade. Whenever you use a charcoal and kiln, you may remove a tree from any map tile instead of spending 1 food. That could be good. And then finally, we have the generator safety system. Before checking for generator breakdown, if there are 2 or fewer stress cubes on the overflow space, remove those cubes without any effect. Whenever you use the generator building, remove an additional stress cube from the stress track. That's also really nice. So I think I would like to get the tracking techniques first and the generator safety system second, and we will talk about how that goes. Now, all of these techs right now are inactive. We will put one of these tokens on each of them on the inactive side. Ooh. When we activate them, oh, active side. It's going to be exciting, but you'll see how we do that as we go. The rest of these cards, super cool text in there, but that's going to be for another day. And instead, I will put these exploration cards over here, and I'm probably just going to, they're all A cards. There's not enough. I feel constrained. It's so tight. I will do this. Will that work? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. We'll figure it out. That's going to have to work for now. Alrighty then. Let's move on. What else do we have to set up? I think that's about it. We have, oh, a couple more things. We have the morning cards. We're going to shuffle these up. What are these? Those are the laws. Oh, did I not take... I don't think I took the scenario cards out of the box, which was a big oversight on my part. You're welcome. Let me go get those. Riddle Walker. Yeah, no more scenario in the Frostlander expansion. Cool. Thank you. All right. These morning cards are all going to give you bad choices and bad choices. They're super fun. So what bad choice do you want to make? That's a decision you'll have to make every morning. Something fun to look forward to as you wake up. Best part of waking up is the bad choices you'll make. And I don't know why I said choices. I meant choices, but that's fine. It's all about just making up words as we go. I'll put the Call to Rise card up there. That's fine. Where are my scenario cards? Oh no. This is stubbornly getting stuck in the box. Here we go. A new home. Here we go. That's it. I only need 1 through 8. That will work. I will say the insert of this game is not great, but I've seen worse. I've seen better. Hold on one sec. And we're back. All right, scenario cards. So we're going to look at scenario card, A New Home, S01. Are we alone? Civilization has fallen. We, the survivors, traveled in a convoy that split into several groups to increase the chances of reaching a functional generator. Our group succeeded. What fate has befallen the others? Lighting up a signal to guide the lost souls will help to answer that question. Now, we put a reminder at round 4. At round 4, if the beacon is built, it is a building that we can build, we go to A. If we go to A, we get +1 hope or -1 disconnect, or -1 discontent. We would reveal and resolve S02. Or we can go to B. If we haven't built a beacon, +1 apathy. It's not recommended. We're going to build a beacon before we get to the beginning of round 4, I assure you. So that's all I need with the scenario cards. I'll put them there for now. I will probably have to move them in a bit. Actually, I can just squeeze that right there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. All right, we're going to take these cards. Now, there are 10 social dispute cards. We will shuffle them up. And we will put them face up and add 1 to our Dusk card. This is Social Dispute Uncertainty. And we can examine this if we have any active hope or discontent for your most common active token, or for all of they are tied. So right now, our most common active token is anger, justice, and motivation. We would do all of these things. Motivation would allow us to take 1 resource from the map. Justice would allow us to exhaust 1 discontent or activate 1 hope. And the anger would force us to gain 2 sick citizens. Not great. So we would prefer to be only doing the good things. 6 citizens can really compound. Not recommended at all. All right, so that's done. Now, I'm going to start the game with 7. I'm counting again. 7 citizen cards. In a solo game, you get 7 of these suckers. You will have to discard 1, however, and that 1 you discard will cause you to have some kind of negative effect when it is discarded. So, yeah, by the way, and then if round 11 something happens, which is why I put a token there, and then this token is the storm tracker. It was supposed to go on round 9. This indicates that we're in round 1. It also indicates that we are in a round where it says the current round citizen type is children. In round 2, the current round citizen type will be engineer, and in round 3, the current round citizen type will be worker, and then rinse and repeat for rounds 4, 5, and 6, and then 7, 8, 9, etc., etc. All right. Boom. So I'm getting 7 citizen cards. Bam. Now, citizen cards are cool because they often allow you to use a citizen of a lesser type to do something that would normally be reserved for a citizen of a greater type. So this would allow me to use a child citizen to spend 4, 8, or 12 food to reduce hunger by 6, 12, or 18. That's actually really nice. If I can spend 12 food as an action with a child, that's going to allow me to basically get 6 food out of for free, which I really, really like. So that's a good card to have. This will allow me to spend a worker meeple to remove snow. Perform this action as normal, except draw 3 far tiles and choose 1 to place. Place each other 2 on either the top or bottom of the deck. So that's a good way to kind of scout some of the far tiles. I do like that. This one allows me to use a worker meeple to use the platform building. This is the platform right here. So this is the generator, the platform, and the cookhouse. Those are the buildings we start with. If I use it, it would basically just give me +1 hope or -1 discontent. So essentially the same effect as the cookhouse, but I would not have to spend the food. Chrissy Klamowski, she's pretty cool. She lets me do the construct action. To perform this action as normal, except I may upgrade a building by paying its upgrade cost and using 2 sub actions, which is cool. The construct action normally gives you 3 sub actions, and they all have to be for constructing or dismantling. She's like, nope. You can actually build something and then immediately upgrade that or something else by paying its upgrade cost as part of the construct. Normally, you can only do upgrades by using the workshop action, and the workshop action, you guessed it, requires an engineer. So Chrissy's very, very good. Paolo Feldman has a gather resources action. Perform this action on an unoccupied space that has 1 or more trees. Remove 1 tree from that space and gain 2 wood. Count this action as heated. The heated part of that is especially awesome. Then we have an engineer. So we can only use this guy with an engineer meeple. It is Raphael Cure. Use a building, medical post, infirmary, care house, activate care. Now that would only work if we actually had an inactive care token, which is different than gaining 1 care, which we'll talk about as we play. Perform the building's cure effect. Now there is curing and there is treating. As we gain 6 citizens, curing is actually curing them, so they go away. Treating would be if they're on the they're about to die side, and then we could actually put them on the only their sick side, which is nice because dying sucks. So you heard it there first. Activate care before the treat cure effect, and then we have finally another worker meeple. Remove snow. Perform this action as normal, except place 1 near tile and 1 far tile. If all near tiles have already been placed, place 2 far tiles instead. I love this guy. So I love him. I love her. I like him. I definitely like him. Gather resources. I like you. Activate care. Blah, blah, blah. I don't. Cure effect. Activate care. I mean, I don't have a care token yet, but I assume. So these are the 2. I can kind of go either way. At the beginning of the game, this is literally the only time you care about this information on the card. At the beginning of the game, so I can either place a spent worker token to the supply, or I can place 3 stress cubes on the stress track. We are placing 3 stress cubes on the stress track because I am not losing a spent worker in the first round, and this is the stress track over here. Let's talk about the stress track, people, shall we? All right, so Olivia Care Bear. Are you serious? Number 1, that's a woman? Okay. Number 2, Care Bear. What the hell is happening? Oh, no, Olivia Care Bear says, Raphael Cure, you're out, dude. Sorry. You were super, you had potential, just didn't quite make the cut. So I'm going to put my civilian cards here. Now you can only use one civilian card a round. So, and that's per player in a multiplayer game, I think. I don't know. I've never played multiplayer, so someone will have to check me on that. So right now we have 5 worker cards and a child. Oh, for the kids. All right. Let's so this is a stress check. So we can get up to 10 stress on there. You'll see how that happens. If we have to place an 11th, then we can't. Kaboom! And then some stuff happens. If we go kaboom again, that's another way, again, you lose the game. I think it's time for a sip of beer. Yes, it's like, Frost, there's something about this game. Just needs a nice cold beer to be thematic, I guess. I don't know. Okay. Let's make the magic happen. Now, normally it's a bunch of phases. I think setup's done, right? Setup's done. Cool. You'll notice information at the bottom of these cards. We'll get to that. Don't worry about it. We are just going to go right to the action phase at the start of this game. Now, what are the things that I would like to do? Which of these, so Benson, what are these workers? Which of these workers do I want to use immediately? Okay. So, before an action, at any time, you can raise the heat. It's like trying to learn how to teach this game is like going to be really weird for me. So just hang in there. For every coal I spend, I don't put it in the generator, but I'm spending coal from my supply. My supply is here. So every coal I spend, I get to raise the heat. So if I spent 1, 2, 3, 4 coal, every action I do is heated. If I don't spend that coal, if I don't spend 4 coal, only actions that are below the red marker are considered heated. So at the beginning of the game, it's pretty easy to get a lot of heated actions. So if I spend 1 coal, which I'll go ahead and do that right now because I'm going to, any action I do on a red building is considered heated. Additionally, any action I do on this tile is considered heated. So if I can gather from here, I can do the cookhouse action, or if I had built buildings here. Additionally, any shelter I have in those spaces will also be considered heated when that matters at the end of the round. Remember, these are not actions I'm doing on there. This is my supply. So on the alternate sides of this board, they just tell you to put your supply right there. I don't know if that's great, but we're going to try it out and see how confusing it makes things. If I spend a second oil or coal, whatever the hell it is, which I will, now anything I do on an orange building is heated, as well as anything I do on the second ring. If I spend a third coal, which I'm not sure I'm going to, anything I do on a yellow building is heated. And if I spend a 4th coal, anything I do on the second ring is heated. Now, you can only gather from the same space once, otherwise it'd be really smart. Like, oh, let me gather all 4 of that wood. You will need a lot of wood early and mid-game and late. Wood's just kind of everything. So I would recommend it. It's a thing that you want to do. So, I spent 2 coal to heat up, so anything I do on the second ring or the first ring is indeed considered heated. Now, at the end of the day, I'm also going to want shelter for my peeps because they're going to be freaking cold if I don't get the shelter. But I don't want to, and now I could build where there's a supply, but that would mean taking that out of the game, and those are really important resources. So probably not going to want to be too eager to do that, but I am going to want to make sure those spaces are cleared out, which is one of the reasons I did not want to have a spent worker token, because I had one less worker to gather things. It's kind of the whole thing, kids. All right, let me do this. I'm going to use Paolo Feldman as my worker for this round. He's going to perform this action up here. He's going to take this tree, and he's going to gain 2 wood. That action counts as heated, so this didn't matter because he had a heat lamp with him, because he's smart. Why doesn't he share his heat lamp with his friends? I don't know. He's also selfish. It is what it is. Sorry, Paolo. It's the truth. Everybody knows it. That goes out. Now, that's our first work. We have 4 more workers to use. I am going to gather wood. Now, these are considered heated. Now, because of the level, the only action that is always cold is if we remove snow. We would remove snow. Why? We remove snow to get more tiles on the board. But the action that's always heated, regardless of this, is the construct action, which I will also want to do in this round. I'm probably going to pass a law. I want to build a bunch of shelters. Want to build... no place with a tree. I mean, I could gather the steam core. I'm not that excited about that right now. I do want to get a workshop in play. That's important. Woof. Yeah, I'm wondering if I just spend the 2 coal, or I could just take a 6 citizen. But I really don't want guys to get sick because it sucks when they're sick. You heard it here first. It sucks when they are sick. I do want to clear out these spaces so I can start building on them. So I'll do this. I'll do this. So 2 more coal. It's just a whole round of gathering. So those are all my workers. All my workers, people. How else do I want to do this? I think I get the workshop out. The kids are not going to do this, so I'm definitely constructing. Probably construct twice. Use the workshop. No, I pass a law. I'm good with that. Pass a law. Construct. Use the workshop. I don't hate it. I don't love it. Oof. All right, let's do it. I'm going to construct. When you construct, you just put it there. I'm going to do 3 construction sub-actions. I'm going to spend 1 wood to get the workshop. I'm going to build this workshop, and now it's got a red insulation level, so it's really, really insulated, so I'm not that worried about that. So that, as soon as I do that, I get to start developing a technology, and that's going to take 5 timer things, so I'm going to put it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces away from whatever round we are in. All right, so that's done. So I have 2 more sub-actions. I'm going to spend 2 wood to put a tent here. And I'm going to spend 2 wood to put another tent here. Now again, that's going to be considered warm because it's on the 2nd level, and I have that covered right now. I'm going to then, oh man, do I not pass a law? I think I pass a law. What could I not gather from? I could not gather from... do want to gather from that because I want to make sure that space is cleared out. I think I want to get a worker back. I started with 4 wood. I got 2, 4, 6, 8 more, so I had 12. I just spent 5, so I'm down to 7. So that math works out. If I do want to build past that law, I want to get some hunter's huts out for sure. Hunter's hunt, tent. Hunter's hunt, tent. Hunter's hunt. Could do that. That makes more sense. All right, I'm going to put 2 wood back here. I'm going to spend the 2 more coal to have this fully, everything's heated everywhere. And then I would have taken 2 wood from there instead of there. It'll be easier to get to that back later. And I'm going to take this worker back. And then I'm going to use that worker to do another build action. I'm going to spend Not going to spend anything just yet. I'm going to use the engineer to go here because that's heated. I'm going to pass a law. So do we want child labor? Not a great idea. Haven't really figured out how to make that strategy work, although it's great. If you do the child labor, you can essentially use the child repos to like gather resources and stuff, but it's a thing. So since I passed law 2, law 1 comes out of the game. I'm now going to go into the law Dusk cards. I go through these. One of these 2 cards is going to come into the game, so I'm going to roll the die. 1, 2, 3 is the bottom card, 4, 5, 6 is the top, and now that is a thing. So when I pass this law, I get +1 to hope. I'm going to gain a hope token because all my hope things are activated. Oh, it's a care token. Look at that. So it's a deactivated care token. Children will be safer if they stay in child shelters during the day and they won't cause any mischief. Unlock the child shelter building. The child shelter costs 2 to build. So you see all these potential buildings are built here. This board should have had the names written. I understand language independence and stuff, but woof, it's a nightmare to figure out the first couple times you play. The art is really hard to differentiate. But this is essentially going to let me build the child shelter for 2 wood. Now, notice the token, the symbol up there means that this is a building can only be built if the proper law is passed, and I'm going to put this building right there. So it means I can't really use the children for that much, so it's less actions a turn, but the children now have a place to stay. Look at that. So they will be warm and cozy at night. So this is the first of 4 laws that I can pass. I'll put that there for now until we need that space later. Great, so I only have 3 wood left in my supply. I did build a child shelter. This engineer is going to do the workshop action. I think we just want to... I always want like 7 more actions, dude. I want more actions. Like what? I mean, having the children gathering would be like so huge right now. But I still think this is the best way forward. So I'm gonna do this action up here in the workshop. I think it makes sense to really try to blow through those 9 levels. I really want both of those tech out ASAP. So I'm going to do the workshop action. I could spend an upgrade cost. The upgrade cost is down here, so it'd be 1 wood, but none of the buildings I have on the board actually upgrade to anything. You can tell that because it has the diamond symbol there. Had I built a hunting lodge, that would have been a thing, but I didn't, and I only have 3 wood left. So I'm just going to advance this token twice. All right, so if I can get this token to be in play by round 3, that'd be super strong, and I just want to build a bunch of hunting lodges between now and the beginning of round 3. So if I can make food less of an issue, that'd be super helpful. All right. Especially since I have this child that I can spend 12 food to reduce hunger by 18 at some point. That's a nice little trade-off in this game. So finally, I have this last worker meeple. I think does it make sense to gather since I'm already upgraded for that? Sure, I will gather the 2 coal from this location out here. And how do I build this child shelter? It's really inefficient. It's really inefficient. Right now I have shelter for 2, 6. I have shelter for 6 of my 8 meeples. I'm sorry, 6 of my 10 meeples. I think that makes some degree of sense. I could use her next turn. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just going to take the 2 coal from there. All right. Just want to make sure my actions count. I don't want to only use 2 sub actions by building 1 tent and 1 hunter's lodge. All right, so that's the end of my action phase. We go to the dusk phase. We're going to resolve any scenario and event display cards. There are none. Then we're going to reveal and resolve a dusk card. Now, when you reveal and resolve a dusk card, that is the time where you will shuffle these and you will always randomly choose one. So I'm always going to use a die. There's very rarely going to be more than 4 or 5 of them in this deck. Though late game you might have as many as 7, 8, 9, whatever. 1, 2, the bottom card, 3, 4, the middle card, 5, 6, the top card. What do we get? Oh, it is our social dispute card. Interesting. Well, not ideal, but we'll make it work. So, uncertainty. I don't think we should tell them what we're going to do in advance. Let them think and worry. If you have any active hope and discontent, we do. For the most common or all time for the most common form of calming effects. So, anger. We're going to gain 2 sick citizens. I'm going to gain 2 sick children. That will make sense in a second. We're going to, so I have 1 act of anger. I'm sorry, greed. For each act of greed, so I don't have anger, I have greed. For each act of greed, I increase hunger by 3. So the hunger was at 0, it now goes to 3. Woof. That's not great. All right, I don't have any active apathy. I don't have any active anger. I have an active motivation. For each active motivation, take 1 resource from the map and place it in the supply. I will take this one from out here. It just makes the most sense. Actually, nope, it doesn't. I want wood more than I want coal right now. I will take this one from here. Because when you gather, you're only gathering 2 at a time, so that odd number is always like, am I going to bother wasting my time getting it or not? We'll see. So take 1 resource from the map and supply it. Then for each active motivation, I have any active motivation, take 1 resource from the map and supply it. Then for each active motivation, take another resource from the map, place your supply. For each resource you cannot take, gain a coal. So since I get 1 off the bat and then I have an active motivation, I get to take another one. That worked out really nicely. All right, care is not active. Justice is. For each act of justice, exhaust 1 discontent or activate 1 hope. I will activate this hope, which will give me some options with my generator advisor. That's fine. So social dispute goes away. Now, social dispute cards have this circle of this like red recycle symbol up in the top right, which meant that there were any cards in here. That's when things would kind of regather and reshuffle in, but alas, there are none yet. And we're going to add another social dispute card into the thing. If we ever go through this entire deck, we stop doing it. That would be really unlikely because there's 10 of them. So that means you'd always have to pull the social dispute card almost every round. So the next social dispute card coming in says the risk of a wrong decision is preferable to the terror of a decision. If you have any active, so it's essentially the same type. There are 3 or 4 different like prototypes of these social dispute cards. We just happen to get 2 that are very, very similar. All right, so I kind of like it. It is what it is. I don't love having to do some extra feeding this round, but we'll make it work. We're going to go to the hunger phase. Decrease hunger by spending food. We have 3 hunger. We spend 3 food. So we went from 10 down to 7. Remember, we started with 8. We got 2 because of this tile over here. Now we're going to go to feed citizens of the current round. We have to feed 8 children. We only have 7 food now. So bam, 1 child is fairly hungry. So we're going to want to rectify that next round. All right. So night phase, return spent citizen tokens and meeples. So we have meeple. Now we had no spent citizen tokens, so don't worry about that. We will have one of those soon enough. I promise. It's a whole thing. God, we have no trees. Having just those 2 trees was not great. Definitely need to do some snow plowing next turn. Now we're going to lay citizen downs then in heated shelters. Now both of our children, meeples, are going to be able to stay in the child shelter. All of our shelters are heated because 1, they're yellow, so they're heated because of that, and 2, they are close enough to the generator. They could be really anywhere on the board. So essentially 4 of these 8 meeples are going to have a warm place to stay tonight. The other will not. So I'm going to have 2 engineers and 2 workers freeze in the cold a little bit. So now we have 2 sick engineers and 2 sick workers. All right. that is done. So, da, da, da. So again, that is only the number of meeples. That doesn't have to. So again, you're just really looking at meeples. How many people get sick? Well, there are 2 meeples out in the cold for workers, 2 meeples out in the cold for engineers. So we get sickness tokens of 2 and 2, respectively, on the track right now. All right, we go back to the dawn. Well, back. This is our first dawn phase coming up. All right, expect removing snow. Yeah, we'll get there. Tom Chick. Oh, very excited that you're playing this, Greg. This won't give me fits, and eventually join back into the orange on Robinson Crusoe. I'll be watching with interest and best of luck. Hello, Tom. Adam, good. Greg, welcome back. Thank you. Feels good to be back. Just life is nuts right now. Dawn phase, past the leadership marker, not really relevant in a one-player game. Move the round marker, so this goes bam, just to there. Resolve development and scenario trigger at tokens. Those tokens are not triggered, so we don't have to worry about that. The morning phase, reveal and resolve a morning card. So we're going to go over here. We're going to get our first morning card of the game. Morning, people from our convoy. 2 young men reached our city a while ago. The brothers went ahead of a group that should have reached us by now. Their family, friends, and all that was left of their lives is somewhere out there. Should we search for them? Show your intent. Send out an expedition. Add 005 to the dust deck. Ignore this demand. +1 apathy. If we do +1 apathy, we would have to 1, grab a token, put it on a thing, whether or not we had an apathy token, and then 2, if there was an inactive apathy token, after we add a token, then we would activate apathy. So it's kind of a double whammy. So that sucks. Or equip them and let them seek their group on their own, only if you have active motivation. Lose 2 workers, add 006 to the dust deck. We have active motivation, so I kind of like that. We don't have to deactivate it, but we're going to do this. We're going to lose 2 workers, so now we're down to 20. So we don't. It's not going to affect our meeples, so we're still in the 5, and we're adding 006 to the dust deck. So we're going to go into here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 006. Cool. Some. Whoa. That's weird. Interesting. Why? Okay, there's definitely a bit of luck to that one, so hopefully we don't pull that this round. That is done. We go to the generator phase. We can fuel the generator, so it's our last opportunity to add more fuel to the generator. Now we're going to gain 6 civilians based on heat and cold markers. Now, if this marker was here, we would gain 1 sick worker. If it was here, we'd gain a sick worker and a sick child, but it's not. It's there, so we're totally good. Drop coal. We're going to drop 3 coal because that's the number right next to what we heated up the generator to. And where did we drop the coal? Into the generator. Now we're going to pull out the generator drawer, and all 3 fell all the way through. Isn't that super exciting? And guess where that goes? Well, you guessed it, right onto this track, which is already full of 3 things thanks to an unfortunate turn of events at the beginning of the game when we lost our friend Raphael. I think that was his name. I don't know. Maybe not. So that's done. We're going to place any cubes in 0, blah, blah, blah. We're going to check the generator breakdown. Generator did not break down. We still have room for 4 cubes, and then this resets back to 0. Weather phase. We're going to take the top card on the weather deck. Bam! It tells us to do so. Oh, this can come out. We don't need you anymore. Bye. All right. We gain +1 to the blue token, +1 to the yellow token, +1 to the orange token, +1 to the red token. That sucks. We gain 1 food per food symbol that we see. We have no food symbols on the board just yet. And anything that was on an expedition would now go 3 spaces, would have been super nice. About half the deck is 3, I think, and then there's a couple of 2s and a couple of 4s. So maybe a little bit more than half of the deck is 3. So that was it. We don't have to resolve the rest of it. The storm marker does not move. The storm marker stays on the 9. We'll see how the storm marker affects things soon enough. Preparation phase, choose an advisor. So at this point, I could do my advisor thing, but I do not want to exhaust a hope. No, thank you. We're going to leave that sucker alone. And now we go to the action phase. All right. Oh, resolve sickness markers effect. So if the sickness markers were in this area, certain things will start happening, but alas, it is not. So we do not need to worry about that. What are we going to do? Well, I kind of want to keep gathering things because gathering things is fun. I also need to explore some things. So, what makes sense? I am going to. I have to remove some snow. It's just time to do it. So I'm going to perform the remove snow effect. Perform this action as normal. Place one near tile and one far tile as blah blah blah. And where do I want to put it? Where do I want to put it, kids? I don't know. I'll put it here and here, kind of see how that area fleshes out. Now, performing this action is always cold, and I'm doing it with a worker, so the worker is like, brr, chilly, chilly. And Pat O'Hara, thank you for playing. You're going to go away. So I'm going to take a far tile, put it here. I'm going to put a near tile and put it here. Now, normally, you can only explore a near tile, and you could do two of them, or you can do one far tile. That allow us to do one near and one far. All right, so he goes on the explore section. We're going to gain some stuff. We get a steam core there. We get 4 coal here. We get 2 trees here. So that's the one card I can use this round. I probably do want to start gathering things, and I don't want to get more sick dudes. So we're going to use all 5 of this coal to get to the max level. We're going to gather these last 2 wood here. We're going to gather these 2 coal here, because coal is our friend. I probably should grab this steam core while we'll see. We'll see how many steam cores I grab. I do want to start grabbing them for sure. Do I want to build the beacon thing? I know I have Chrissy Klimowski, which will give me some really nice options for next round. So I could build the medical post and upgrade it just with one action with her, which I do like. I do want to advance that once. So I think I'm going to spend 2 wood for a tent. Put that tent here. We know it's warmed because everything is warmed. I have to get these out of here. Coal. You can't waste their resources. Wood. I still have 2 more building sub actions. Build a. Did I do 2 hunters? 2 hunter things. Pass a law. Yeah, I'll do 2. These steam cores are annoying. I'll do 2 hunters, huts, because I am eventually going to want to have 5 of them out. 1, 2. I'll just make this hunter alley. Why not? Do I want to pass a law? Well, I definitely want to do this. Started at 5, 6, 9. I'll just do 1 hunter's hunt, and I'll do another another tent. So all my tents, all my dudes are gonna have a warm place to stay tonight. How fantastic! All right, now we're going to go to the workshop. I'm going to spend the 1 wood to upgrade this hunter's hut. Now it's got better insulation. It's also going to give me some more food, and then I'm going to advance this token 1. That's super helpful. I have 1 more dude. Ugh. I'm about to be hungry. That I don't like. But I think I just let that ride, or do I actually just eat? I just don't pass a law. I don't have a good engine here for getting trees, which I can turn it to coal, but everyone's going to be in a good spot. Maybe I get the food. I build the beacon next turn. Keep that spot open. That tree is probably going away. Could pass a law. I don't mind the fighting arena. Sure, let's get a law. Let's pass the law. We'll get the fighting arena out. We'll reduce greed. That's law number 10. It's going to cost me 1 wood to build. So fighting arena, nothing relieves tension better than watching a few rounds of an all-out slugfest. Cost 1 wood. We get the fighting arena, and I'll put this. I'm pretty much never gathering this steam core. I'm probably also never doing anything with that tree. So I'll just put it up here by tree. I'm hoping to get a bunch more trees actually out here, if that works. So we went there, passed that law, and we have to get a dust card from 10. So there, again, there are 2 of them. We have 10A, 10B. Rolling a die. This one gets added, and now we have 5 cards in our dust deck. 9, 10, 11. Whee! So again, we can only pass 2 more laws, but kind of put us in a decent place. If we get the social dispute card again, that's nice. We're 1 shy on food, but we've built a lot of things. We do want to get a bunch more wood next turn, but we have 4 more wood we can get, and then we're going to need to get a sawmill out really fast. But we can still dig some snow and kind of get more tiles here. Hopefully we get a lot of trees here, actually, because I do want to get the sawmill out, which is really nice. All right, let's make some magic happen. All right, Dusk phase. There are no scenario and event display actions. We have to draw a random dust card. Again, it does tell you to shuffle every turn and pull 1 at random. I now have 4 cards in this display because, again, we had the inevitable, which was 0, 0, 0. Then we added one for both the laws, and we had a social dispute card, and then we added one for the morning event. Oh, there's 5 in here, right? So the inevitable, 2 laws, social dispute card, and then the morning event. So there's 1 card that went away. 2 laws, right? And all we have is a social dispute. So we're gonna we've shuffled that enough. We roll the die. We get number 6. No, thank you. We get number 4. The inevitable. So you not get the social dispute card, which would have been a really nice time to have it, because that's one of the reasons I wanted to reduce that greed, and I knew I could do that with the fighting arena. Or every day we fight a bitter struggle against hunger, cold, and disease. There will be losses. Flip every sickness marker on its skull side to its syringe side. Nothing's on its skull side. For each corpse you have, gain 1 sick citizen. We have 1 corpse. We're going to gain a sick child. And that just goes there. Again, it does not have that recycle symbol, and it does not have a X symbol, so it just kind of stays there for now, which is fine. Fine, I tell you, we will deal with the rest. There are some good cards in there for us for sure. Hunger phase. Decrease hunger by spending food. I cannot. Resolve and reset the hunger marker. Well, we have 1 hungry person, hungry child for the previous thing. We reset the hunger, so we're going to get a +1 discontent. I'm going to get a greed back. Reset the hunger marker. This goes to 0. Now we feed citizens for the current era. We have 12 hungry engineers. We best get to feeding them for next round. We go to the night phase. We return all the citizens. Engineer, 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 and 5 workers. We need sleeping space for 10. Lo and behold, we have 4 tents built. They are all heated, and we have the child shelter, so all of our meeples are warm and cozy. Super fun. So no more sick meeples. We go back to the dawn phase. Pass the leadership marker, move the round marker. This goes here. It lands on our tech. So we have already activated the training technique. So +1 food for each map depicting a food bonus. How nice is that? Then we take this one, and that tech is next up. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll get that in round 7 or sooner, depending on how we use our workshop. We're going to now go to the morning phase. We have to take the top morning card. What do we get? Bam, unequal treatment. There is a conflict between workers and engineers. They each think that they are treated unequally. A few fights have already happened. What should we do? Unless the fighting arena is built, the fighting arena is built. Look at that. We would gain 1 sick worker and 1 sick engineer. Favor the engineers by letting them rest. Place 1 spent token, engineer token in the supply. Favor the workers by letting them rest. Place 1 spent worker token in the supply. Add 62 to the dust deck, or let them solve the conflict on their own. That sounds like a terrible idea. So, what do I need 1 less of? I genuinely don't know. Do I need engineer? I mean, I need 1 engineer for the workshop for sure. I'm gonna am I passing a law this turn? Probably not. I will favor the. I'm going to favor the engineers. So I'm going to put I'm going to let them rest, some of them. I'm putting a spent engineer in the supply. Now, that means at the beginning of the action phase, that just has to be occupied by an engineer, and he will not be usable this round. I'm not passing a law this round anyway, so it just seemed like an interesting time to do it. And now I have all the workers to do the various things I need to do. It says I favor the engineers. I put 1 spent engineer in the supply, and we're adding 61 to the dust deck. 61, 61, 61. Did I choose wisely? I don't know. Oh, that sounds crappy. All right, great. The workers are going to go on strike because they're very mad at me favoring the engineers. Super awesome. So that's done. This morning event is out. We've added another card there. So we're still drawing 5 for this round. 5 will probably be the number it stays at. We go to the fuel the generator. Well, don't need to. We don't have to gain any 6 citizens. We drop cubes. We're dropping 4. Moment of truth. Might fill up the whole thing, which is fine. And does it? It gives us 3. These go here. 1, 2, and 3. We reset this. And now we know that there's 1 cube stuck somewhere in our generator. Reveal a weather card. What is it? Oh, again, not great. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Expeditions would have been great. Now we gain 1 food per food token. Since we upgraded the Hunter's Hut, we get 2 food. And because of our tracking techniques, and we have 1 tile that shows that, we get a 3rd food. So now we have 3 food. We're feeding 12. I don't know what's going on. All right, so for this goes here. Alrighty, so we are going to now move the star marker. It still moves 0, which is interesting. Preparation phase, choose advisor. Still do not want to exhaust the token. I'm just going to use an engineer to plop down and remove stuff from the generator, so it's fine. But these are good cards later, not so much great now, because things are going to get more and more expensive in coal to keep them warm and toasty, as we'll see. All right, action phase. Well, choose advisor. Resolve sickness markers effect. Again, the sickness markers are still less than 5, so we're good. We don't have to do any flipping or spent worker tokens. And perform action. So we're in the action phase. We are going to spend. We want at least this to be good. So I'm going to spend 4 coal to raise this to here. Now all actions on this row are all good. I'm going to put an engineer and obviously red buildings and orange buildings. Engineers here. Then that row also is important because the tents that are there are also warm, even though they're yellow, because they're close enough to the generator. I'm going to go there. I'm going to move 5 from the generator track. And we started with that extra 3 at the start of the game. It's definitely starting to pay dividends. Now, if I had had a steam core, I could spend the steam core, use this action, and remove all tokens, and then I add this to the thing, which kind of catches some cubes. So this little thing kind of will make it harder for all the cubes to drop through. It's not something I really try that hard to do, but maybe it's a hole in my game per se. I definitely want to get some more food, because right now, if I only feed 3, someone's gonna die, and I did a discontent. At minimum, I definitely want to get this 5 more food here, which gets me up to 8. And now that gets down to 4, which is just 1 discontent, which is obviously better. Still not great, but definitely want to do that hunting action. I'm going to, my last 4 workers, we're going to gather here, here, oh no, I didn't leave a space. Did not leave a space. I would have put this fighting arena here. I had to do that last turn and just left that tree, and you'll see why. Sorry about that. I just didn't think through it enough. I'm gonna go here, get this to. I have to build. Maybe I don't upgrade right now. Yeah, so I just took a steam core off because so when you have a double tile, it has to go on the same hex, and I know I needed to build a beacon this round, and I had nowhere else where that could have worked. So that was just sorry, but that was just totally my oversight because I also want to explore. I also want to remove snow. Oh, I could do that with a child. That's interesting. Or I could just take the discontent, which is probably better. Definitely want to use one of these workers. Yeah, I think I know what I want to do. All right. So I'm going to use Georgia. I'm going to remove snow. That's going to give me another sick worker. So we're up to 4. I'm drawing 3 far tiles. And I'm placing one and I'm placing it here. I want a lot of trees. Excellent. That's a lot of trees. So 5 trees, and I can choose what I want to do with the rest of these. Top or bottom. I don't really love either of them, to be honest. But knowing where more trees are could be helpful. So I will put this on the bottom and this on top. Again, that worker was performance action is normal. So draw 3 and place the other 2 on top or bottom. Place each of the other 2 on top or bottom. So that's what I did. And then my last engineer, I'm going to build 3 things. I'm going to build the beacon. So I'm removing this tree and this coal. Beacon is built. Now it's white, which means that the temperature doesn't matter ever. So that cost me 3 wood. And then I'm going to build 2 more hunting lodges. Oh, I have to put the trees out. 3 and 2. So each hunting lodge costs me 1 more. And I will put them. One's going to go. Don't want to put them on those tiles. It's just a waste. I really am burning through steam cores like a doofus, but I'm just not gathering out there. It's just not worth the coal. So Hunter's Lodge, and I burned another steam core. All right, so those are my 3 sub actions. I built the beacon, which cost me 3, and the 2 more Hunter's Lodges cost me 1 each. And it does mean that I will be generating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 food because of tracking techniques. So that was really good to get out early. All right, I think that's all of my actions. Ebon Wells, I love this game. Yeah, it's really good. I'm not very good at it, but I like it. Now, I will say, now that I've built the beacon, I can go on 1 exploration. I just haven't. I've been so busy gathering resources on my map that I just haven't done that yet. Now I'm going to leave these 2 spots. Eventually, I'm going to build over them. But I'm leaving those spots available because when the storm comes, it's going to knock out all my tents, as you'll see. But I'm going to be able to use those for shelter anyway. It's a thing. It works. It's really the only thing I found effective to make sure my shelter is fine. But you'll see those laws as they come up in a second. All right. Done. So, Dusk phase, resolve scenario and event display cards. There are none. Reveal and resolve a Dusk card. Now, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these cards. I have not added any more because I did not pass a law this round. We'll see what we get. Roll the die. It's a 5. Worker Strike. Woof. It's the one I just got. All right. So, One of the factions is furious about the inequality in society. They said they won't work until you provide them equal working conditions. I can agree to their terms only if I exhaust justice. Or I can force them to work, +2 discontent. Or I can let them rest. -1 discontent, place 1 spent worker token in supply, then for each active acre, place another spent worker in a supply. I will let them rest. Woof. Sure. And I'll put a spent worker in there. I won't need that many workers next round anyway. And now he's in there. Notice there is no one on him, so that token will remain until next round when I will have to make sure it is attended to. Okay? That's fine. Definitely don't want +2 content, and I do not want to exhaust justice. That just seems like a bad idea. Don't exhaust justice, people. Justice makes the world go round, or something like that. All right, hunger phase. Decrease hunger. I'm spending 8 hunger, which reduces my 8 food, which reduces my hunger from 12 down to 4. We're going to resolve the hunger marker. I get +1 discontent. Guess what? We get agreed. And now this goes back here. So I netted 0 there. It's one of the reasons I wanted to exhaust the discontent, because I knew I had a problem brewing. And then we're going to feed citizens of the current round. We are in round 3. Round 3 is the workers round, which means I have to feed 20 workers. I have no food. So guess what? I have 20 hunger. That could get dirty pretty quick. We go to the night phase. Return spent citizens tokens. Again, all my workers are warm and toasty. This engineer token can go away because I did have an engineer meeple on it this last round. All these suckers can come up here. I am going to need to build a couple of things. I need a sawmill. I need a charcoal kiln. I'm going to need a med bay. What do they call it? A medical post. So we're definitely pushing some things off that I probably shouldn't have been, but alas, that's what we're doing. Those are the decisions I made. Deal with it, people. My society, not yours. All right, everyone's warm and toasty. We're great. Dawn phase, pass the leadership marker, move the round marker. This goes to round 4. Oh, joy, we get a surprise. Whee, I love surprises. Great, so we go to here and see what happens. Again, in round 4, the beacon is built. It is a big beacon. I love my beacon. It's the nicest beacon in the world. All right, the beacon shines bright, +1 hope or -1 discontent. Well, I know there's an active card in there, and I definitely don't want more hunger, and greed usually means hunger, so forget that. So we're going to do -1 discontent. Reveal and resolve 0-2. Here we go. Finding Winterholm, the beacon's light guided refugees scattered across the frozen wasteland to our settlement. Amongst them were scouts from Winterholm. As it turns out, it is the nearest occupied settlement. However, the news they brought is alarming. They say no other beacons were lit, not even the one at Winterholm. What has happened to Winterholm? Place 05, white side up in the expedition display. So, where is 05? Ding, ding, ding. Here we go. It's going to go in the expedition display. Now I can only go on 1 expedition until I upgrade the beacon, and then I can go on 2. But I think 1 will be enough. So we'll do that. And then I choose A or B. I'm going to, of course, let the refugees enter our city because I'm a bleeding heart liberal. And we're going to gain +1 hope. So I'm going to gain another hope token. That gives me 4. It's a care token. I'm going to gain 5 workers. I go from 20 to 25. Does not give me another meeple, however. +1 engineer and +3 children. That does give me another child meeple. So I have 13 engineers, 12 children, 11 children, I'm sorry, and 25 workers. And then this card goes away. Bam. Alrighty then, so that is done. We go to the morning phase. Reveal and resolve a morning card. What's our morning card? Criticizing the leaders. All right, this will go here. And we have a path to Winterholm chilling right there. All right. A man climbed the platform and started shouting. He criticized the state of society, undermining our decisions as leaders. Many of these listening to him nodded their heads in silent agreement. What jerky jerks! How should we react? No good ever comes from heeding a madman's words. Imprisoning him will send the right message. I can put a spent worker in the supply because I have active justice. Actions are worth more than words. Let us show our people that we care about them by giving them double rations. Ugh. +1 care. Increase hunger by 1 for each worker and engineer meeple in the supply. To have to increase hunger from 20 to 28. That is not happening. A seed has been planted. To root it out, we need to face the accusations. Face that man in a public debate. +1 discontent. Add 52 to the Dusk deck. Let me think about how many workers I need right now. Well, yeah. Well, I can reduce hunger. Hunger's at 20. Gonna get to 7, 12. I'll need 1 worker for the hunter's hut. Ooh, I need to find more wood. I'm in trouble. I cannot afford to lose a worker. I have put some things off for too long. Oh, I'm not even going to be able to do that this round either. Woof. Yeah, I cannot lose another worker. I'm only down to 4, and 1 has to start the path to winter home. All right, +1. Ugh, God, that's bad too. All right, +1 discontent. I'm going to add a token. It's an anger token. It is not active. I did not want to activate greed. And I'm adding 52 to the dust deck. Pay number 52. Exhaust all discontent. If you have 3 more hope tokens, great. I should be okay. Should be okay. There's so much hope. I'm surrounded by hope, people. All right. Feed the fuel the generator. No thanks. I'm going to gain a sick child. Because I do not want to spend that coal. God, this being so bad. Yeah, those weather cards have been brutal. I'm going to drop 3 coal. Remember, there was 1 in there from last round that did not fall. And it was knocked out this round. Here we go. So we got all 4 coal tokens there. So that's at 8. That's a thing. Did not break down. This resets back to 0. Revealing a weather card. Bam. +1 to the blue. +1 to the yellow. I'm eating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 because I have 3 such things. So I get 7 food. Boop. No explorers yet, and the storm tracker goes up 2. Bam. All right, those are scouts. I keep saying explorers. Choose an advisor. In this areas, this is when I can use the call to rise. I have 4 hope tokens. I'm not really going to plan on getting to 6. I get to draw 3 more citizen cards. It's a child. Perform this action on unoccupied space on that tile to gain the food equal to the food bonus of that tile and all adjacent tiles. I can use him, the generator, to remove 8 cubes. And then I have Marshall. He's an engineer. I can use a medical post, perform this action, then spend 3 food to cure 2. So those are good tiles to have. I'm pretty sure I'm doing that this round. But I need at least 3 coal to get where I want. All right. So I'm going to use an engineer to get those 2 coal. That means a sick engineer because he was gathering at a place that was not heated. I'm then going to spend 3 coal to heat up. So now red buildings are good. I like red buildings. And also anything on this tile is also good. I definitely need to hunt. So it gives me 5 more food, gets me to 12. I'm going to be able to use this card. It's a child. I normally can't use children, but I can now. So he goes to the cookhouse. I'm spending 12 food. I actually have 12 food. Reduce hunger by 18. So hunger's down to 2. That's good. So that's the only citizen card I can use this round. I feel good about that. I need... I need 3 wood, and I only have 1. I'm going to... Going to go in the snow. That's a cold action, so that's now a cross, which I don't love. But I get to place 2 near tiles, placing 1 here and 1 here. I just need wood. Great. And great. Again, that's always cold. 2, 1, 1, and 2 coal. It's going to be 1 sick token of each. Woof. I have to use the engineer to remove this by 5. 3, 4, and 5. I have to use 1 worker to start that exploration, or that one. So he's a scout on the path to Winterhome. Mm, oh, I have to get up to here, otherwise these tents are not warm. That's a thing. So I'm going to I'm going to gather there. He's sick. Spending those 2. They're now warm. And then I need those 2 wood to start building a sawmill, and I could do that in 1 action with Chrissy. So I'm going to go there with my engineer. That's cold. He gets sick. And we get this 2 wood, which goes here. I think I was supposed to spend... I had 0 coal, right? Did I mess something up? How'd this coal get here? Gathered 4 this round. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why am I up to 5? Did I gather 6 this round? Alright. I need someone needs to help me. How did I get 6 friggin' coal? Oh, did I have 2? I think I had 2 coming in. I needed 3, so I got 2. I spent 4. I don't care about the other sick worker. I could start. Man. Get that, get 3. That storm is a little dangerous if it's another 2. This could be good. It's very light on wood. Not getting any trees in the initial setup was not great. I got my tents out so quick, which might not have been the smartest idea. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully the social thing comes out because it's a good time for it. All right. That is all of my actions. The spent worker token can go away. Yeah, this is my supply. I must have just had 2 and realized I couldn't get even to the red buildings, and then I gained 4. That's the only thing I could think. So these 3 come down. All my tents are warm. My child outpost extraordinaire did his job. We did place a tile, and that scout stays there. All right. Adjust the number, blah, blah. So that was action phase. Right, resolve. Yeah, my bad. So I just, again, it's always in the preparation phase that you resolve the sickness markers effects, but they were all below 5 last turn, but now I'm going to have to start dealing with that. Dusk phase, we are going to, there are no scenario and event display cards, and we are going to have to resolve a Dusk card. So there's 5 here. Things are definitely looking shaky. I do not have a good engine right now. I've depleted my surroundings of all of their natural resources. Now I have to figure out how to churn those into actual things that are going to be helpful. But we'll see. We'll see. I can get a sawmill there, which is good for 3 wood around. It's going to cost me 3 wood to build it, so it's net 0 the first round. So rolling this, that's number 2. Social arrest. Hey, that's fantastical. Great. Indecision. The risk of a wrong decision is preferable to the terror of indecision. I have 3 things that are tied for the most common. So for each act of apathy, for each act of motivation, I take 1 resource from the map, put it in display. Then for each act of motivation, I get another one. I will take a wood and a coal. That's great. There are these like gathering posts. They can be really effective too. It just didn't, the map didn't lay out really well for them for me this round. I didn't think. Each act of care, I get to cure 2. I will cure 2 workers. That's fantastic. And for each act of justice, I can exhaust 1 discontent or activate 1 hope. I will exhaust 1 of these 2 greeds because woof. It just seems like a good thing to do. All right, that goes away. I'm gonna have to reshuffle this into the Dusk deck, and then we add this. It's doubt. If you have more active hope than active discontent, we get to choose 1, upgrade a small building for free, or remove 4 stress cubes from the stress track. If we have, otherwise we lose a bunch of stuff, so we got to make sure we have more tokens, more active tokens. Right now it's 3 to 0, so that's looking pretty good. All right. Ooh, that's wild. Hunger phase. Decrease hunger by spending food. I am done. I have to activate a discontent token. I'll activate anger. Sure. So this goes back to 0, and then I'm feeding the current round. The current round is children. There's 11 of them, so bam, up to 11 we go. We go to the night phase, return all the citizens. The scout stays there. All our citizens are back. I already did that out of order. They are all happy and fed and happy and warm and all good there. We go to the dawn phase. We move the round marker. We're now in round 5. We are going to resolve any things or not. We have to draw a morning card. Morning card is a poet. One of our citizens is a poet. She writes ambiguous lines like these. But there is no sleep when you must weep. Huh? But there is no sleep when men must weep, who never yet have wept. So we, the fool, the fraud, the knave, that endless vigil kept, and through each brain on hands of pain another's terror crept. What shall we do with her poetry? Such poetry demotivates people and should not be written. Order her to stop. Place her and her family under house arrest and investigate her motivation for producing such rabble-rousing pieces. Only if you have active justice, place a spent worker, or make a public announcement that her words don't matter. We shouldn't bother with such scribblings. We have active justice. I'm just going to do it. The spent worker always feels like the best thing, even though it just leaves me a little bit more short-handed, especially since I have one scout doing some scout things. Scout worker and number 16 gets added to the Dusk deck. +1 discontent, -50. I did add 52, right? Yeah. So adding 16. All right. So she's on house arrest. Stop it, you weird poet. You. Done. Alrighty then. We go to the generator phase. I am going to fuel the generator one more because I do not want a sick worker, because I do not want to start having to flip these suckers. So I'm fueling the generator. It goes here. Drop coal. I'm dropping 4 coal. I have 7 spaces for said coal to go. I believe, again, I knocked it all out last turn, so there should be no more coal in there, which is something to remember for next round. So there's 1 remaining in there now, because only 3 came out. So I might not need to clear out the generator again. It depends how much I fuel. Woof. All right, that's a thing. I could exhaust something, but again, I know with the social card, I'm gonna actually do this. I know what the social card is, so probably I social dispute card is, so maybe I don't want to exhaust something for the generator advisor. All right. Generator did not break down. Reveal the weather card. Don't be a 2 storm, please. It's a 1 storm. Excellent. Blue goes up. Yellow goes up. Orange goes up. Red stays the same. So now it's the first time red and the location of the generator tile are now different. I gained 7 food. That's super nice. So we go back there. I mean, again, I can keep gaining a discontent every hunger, but I'm not gaining dead workers, so that's a thing. My scout moves 3. 1, 2, 3. So he's 3 away from winter home. And this just moves 1. So I know for a fact that my tents are going to be useless starting next round. So I best find a way to deal with that. All right. We are going to the advisor phase. We're going to oh, I'm sorry. Wait. This should have moved down. Yeah, that was like, I knew I forgot to do something. Advisor phase should resolve 6 markers. Again, still under 5 on everything, so that's super nice. Action phase. We don't have to adjust our number of citizens. We have this guy and a spent worker. We only have 3 workers and 3 engineers. Child workers, interesting. All right, we are going to do a construct action with Chrissy. It's going to cost me 3 wood and 1 to build, and I'm spending 2 sub actions to upgrade, and now we have a sawmill, which is a red building. Woof, but I have no coal. All right, Chrissy, thanks for your hard work. I'm so cold. Everything's cold. All right, so I wanted to upgrade the sawmill because now I can take a tree from any adjacent tile. So adjacency is pretty cool in this game. So it's not only like immediate adjacency, it's like literally anything on any adjacent tile, which could be both. So this sawmill is adjacent to these trees, and these trees. But it's just going to be freaking cold. No. I need the wood. Woof. All right, great. So I'm going to send a worker there. We gain a sick worker because it's a cold action, even though it's a red building. I'm going to eat one of these trees. That turns into 3 wood. So again, net 0 on the wood. I'm going to do a construct action. I'm going to build a charcoal kiln. Hunter's hut. Woof. Charcoal kiln, hunter's hut. So all my huts are out. Put the charcoal kiln there. I'm going to put an engineer on. I have no med. No meds, kids, but I think we'll be okay. I'm going to put the engineer here. He gets sick. I'm going to spend $1 to upgrade the charcoal kiln. Wood. Oh, shoot. Nope, I don't want to do that. I'm out of wood. It's not efficient, but it just makes the most sense right now. So I'm going to do this, spend the... Hold on one sec. Funny. I'm going to spend this wood. He already got sick. I'm going to get 4 coal. And now we do have to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to get 6 coal somehow. Woof. Oh, that's not going to work. I need to get that 5th coal. I'm going to gather he gets sick. I'm going to go to the charcoal kiln. Oh, wait. I did the workshop. I upgraded. I spent the wood. And I'm going to move this one closer. That will work for next round a lot, actually. I gathered we get another sickness. And then we're going to do the charcoal kiln. I'm just going to get a ton of sick workers. That's fine. I'm getting 2 more sick workers of everything. The charcoal kiln, and I'm going to spend the 1 wood to get 5 coal. No, I can't get the... That was dumb. I have 1... Did I have 1 coal left? Yes, I did. I'm spending the 6 coal to make sure everyone is warm and toasty. So the upgraded charcoal kiln gives me 5 coal instead of 4. That obviously proved to be a big difference. I did want to have my actions be efficient though. So I took a lot of cold actions, and it just, unfortunately, the order of operations, I had to get the sawmill out to get the more wood, and just kind of worked. But again, like most of my actions were cold, because I just did not have the coal until late. And I think that's going to be the same next round too, but it is what it is. All right, so at least everyone's warm and toasty at night. We're going to gain 1 more sick engineer, and we'll see how that plays out. So Dusk phase, we're going to get one of these. Hopefully this gives me some relief. We're definitely going to have some people. There's going to be some death in our near future, but I think we'll be able to withstand it. So we have 7 freaking Dusk cards. That's a thing. Not mind the inevitable right now. I do need a D8. A 1. What is it? Blood games. All right. It was said many revolts in ancient Rome were avoided because of the blood spilled in the Colosseum. If the fighting arena is built, those who witnessed it firsthand say it was hypnotizing, almost beautiful in its primal nature. A fighter died for the crowd's amusement. It will be on the lips of the whole community for days. A worker dies, so I'm down to 24. Do not draw a citizen card for this death. Then choose exhaust all discontent of 1 type or -2 discontent. Oh, yes, please. 1 and 2. All right, so we're doing really good on discontent and content, which is really good for social justice, but for hope and discontent, whatever, and the social dispute cards is what I meant to say. But other than that, we're things are problematic, to say the least. But we have this like sawmill, so we essentially can get 2 wood and 5 coal every round. Not going to be enough to do everything we need to do, but it's hopefully some other things can go our way in the interim. We're going to increase hunger or decrease hunger, so we have 7 food, 11 hunger, down to 4 down to that. We resolve this. We gain +1 discontent. We'll gain a blank token. It's another anger token. Then we have to feed citizens in the current round. Those are engineers. We have to feed 13 engineers. That's the sound they make when you feed them. It's weird, I know. And then we go to the night phase. Everyone is warm and toasty. We get rid of the spent worker thing. The scout remains in the scout land. And things are getting super hairy. All right, dawn phase. Move the round marker. So, first we have our generator safety system is now in this place. And we're going to get, do I want that or that? That could be good. I think getting the charcoal kiln upgrade, because there's so many trees, I'm never going to be able to. Oh, I could get another sawmill there. No. Yeah, we'll do this. Because I'll be okay with food. I'm putting this 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, we're at round 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 10. And the storm card hits. We pull the storm card is number 8. We know to do that because the storm card, I don't know. It's a thing. Oh, we don't resolve the storm card until the weather phase, but we're going to resolve it because we're freaking on it, so we can't help it. All right. Morning phase, reveal and resolve a morning card. A new project. One of our engineers has an idea that may help us provide more food each day for the city. He needs some resources. Perhaps it would be worth the investment. I don't think I'm going to have the engineers to do this, kids. Place the card on display. Each time you perform this action, take a wood from the supply. If there's 2 wood on this card, no, that's not happening. We can't afford to spend our valuable supplies on something so uncertain. +1 discontent. Don't add anything to the thing, and now we just have an active anger. I am okay with that. So, morning phase is done. Fuel the generator. Nope. I'm going to gain 1 sick engineer. Yeah, one sick engineer. Drop coal. I'm dropping 4. Now remember, whenever you use a generator building, you remove an additional stress cube, so that's nice. And if there's 2 or fewer on the thing, we just remove them without effect. So it's only 3, so that means there's 2 stuck in there. So that's done. No generator breakdown. Reset the heat marker. Reveal the weather card. Huzzah! So this goes up. This goes up. So our tents are getting harder and harder to heat. This goes up. It's a big differentiation there. We're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 food +1 for each. So 11 food, because I built 2 more that turn, and it's essentially 1 each, and then the 1 because of hunting techniques. So that worked out really well. This advances 3. So again, it was only 6 away from the beginning. So we got to Winterhome with our scout. Scout comes back home. Winterhome. After a long and exhausting march, our scouts came back with news about Winterhome. They climbed up to the edge of the city. They stood there speechless, staring at the scene of utter destruction. Most of the buildings were destroyed, and the generator has exploded. Our people found some resources that weren't entirely covered by snow in the city of the dead. The recovered city's chronicles describes a shortage of food and citizens' increasing despair. The squabbles, riots, and descent into anarchy, fights for dwindling resources, and the final moments of starvation. The land sentry says, God forgive us, we're eating our dead. There's no hope. 03 has not yet been revealed. Place 07 into the scenario display. Prepare for the storm. Winterhome fell during the storm. We must prepare or share their fate. The severity of the storm might forbid us from venturing outside. Stockpiles must be made. Action phase. Each time you perform this action, spend an amount of food and or coal. Place the corresponding stockpile marks on this card. Track food rations, 1 for every 3 food spent, and coal stock, 1 for every 2 coal spent. So we have these tokens here. So we spend 2 coal. We're going to go 1. If you spend 2 more coal, 2. So we can spend as much as we freaking want. It's a weird action. I'm not going to be doing it much until probably the last round, if at all. It's super helpful to do if you can afford it. All right. If it is round 7 or earlier, it is round 6. So indeed, it's round 7 or earlier. We gain 1 steam core. Hey, we have a steam core. 3 wood. This can go here. 3 wood and 4 coal. Now, so the interesting thing about automatons, so there's a whole thing here where you can build automatons, but they take coal to build, and it's like a whole, it's an interesting economy puzzle that I just haven't mastered yet. Anyway, and then this card goes out of the game. So now we have 3 cards that now we can start to explore if we want to explore other things, which indeed we might. 2, 3, 4. We'll see. We'll see about sending a scout out. There's some nice resources you can get from here. Anyway, so the storm marker advances 1, but it's already past us. I'm going to put it on a 12 for no good reason. And now we have to resolve the storm. If it is round 7 or earlier, go to 1. We're hit by a heavy snowfall. Flip all tents to their ruin side. Their ruins are now blue. That means they are only heated if it's a location thing. There is no installation. So we have to make the generator high enough to make sure all of our tents are in the zone. So we have to get the coal up to there every round if we want to use the ruins for shelter. All right, that's a thing. And then we put that at 12, and then this goes just back, and we will see it again in a little bit. Dunskies. All right. We are going to preparation phase. I can choose an advisor, resolve sickness markers. First time I have to resolve sickness markers. I have to flip. I have to flip. That's still below a 5. Action phase. Adjust the number of meeple citizens. Nope, we're still good. Still 5, 3, and 5, 3, and 3. Oh, I should have another child meeple. But again, you can fit 3 children in the child shelter, so that's never been an issue. And now we go to actions. And again, once this one passed the 9 to the 10, that's when I get the 3rd child meeple, which is a thing. Gaining more meeples can be really helpful. I just haven't really had the opportunity this game. I'm going to go out. I don't know. I'll go out on an expedition. I'm going to go here. All right, so we're going to explore the snow and sending a dude, and he's only 2 away, so I'm guaranteed to make that next round. That could be super, super helpful. All right, so he's scouting. Don't need to house him this round, which is helpful. I am going to have to pass a lure. All right, I'm going to spend 3 of the coal I got, get above the red building. That's super nice. I'm going to use this building, use 1 of the wood I got to get 5 more coal. That's nice. I'm going to spend coal to get up to at least here. So 4 coal gets me up here. That's nice. Now, all my shelters, all my ruins would indeed be heated this round. Why does that matter, you would say? Aha, just wait. All right, I'm going to spend this guy to get this off, to get 3 more wood. What is this? I'm going to spend this engineer to remove 8 stress cubes, so that worker's out. And actually it's 9 because it's +1 because of the tech. So it's all the stress cubes are out. That's super nice. Stayed on top of that, had no explosions. Now, if you have an explosion, all the markers move up 1, and it just makes everything that much harder. It's super great. I can take another discontent with that. I think that's worth it. Probably want. That's actually interesting. I'm going to construct another sawmill. I did remember. I saw this. I just forgot what it was. 3 coal. Orange buildings are good. All right, I'm going to not construct it. I'm going to go into the snow. This goes up here. I'm putting this here. 2 trees and 3 coal. So he did get sick. It happens. I have to start building things, which means I'm going to need a very strong influx of wood. I'm going to construct. Oh, crap. Well, let me pass this law, because that needs to happen. that is heated. So I'm going to look through the law deck, and we're going to have all ruins. So makeshift shelters. We will provide makeshift shelters for our people if in the ruined parts of our city. It won't be comfortable, but at least they will have a warm place to stay at night. So since I'm passing law 6, I'm not passing law 5, which is crowded shelters, which would have made people very angry. And since I passed that law, I have to add one of the law 6 Dusk cards. Roll the 6, we add that one. So many Dusk cards. Yeah, so there's a lot of Dusk cards, man. This law is in place. So I have shelter for 1, 2, 3, 4 of my meeples. This scout won't need shelter. A couple meeples are about the day. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do anything about that. I just haven't built any medical posts, which isn't great. I actually want to build another sawmill, because I have 7 more freaking trees over here. One, two, three, 4. Someone's getting sick. Put that right there. This should be on this side. Yeah, I guess I build. Could just lose workers. Actually, if I use the engineer to dig the snow, he goes up there and that guy stays there, which will make some sense. And then I have these 2 guys. So they're going to construct. He's going to build a sawmill and a bunkhouse. Bunkhouse only needs orange insulation. And I'm going to put the second sawmill right on this, take all that coal away. So if you don't gather before the thing, it just goes away, which is fine. I could upgrade that. If I upgrade that, I can actually have multiple like scouts going out, but I just don't know if that's the best strategy right now. Where I could just get the extra food I'm gonna need. And then I just know I'm gonna have 6 wood coming in around. Yeah, I'll do that. I will go. I could get the 5 food. What am I feeding this round? Wolf workers. There's 24 of those guys, so having a bit of a cushion there could be nice. My exploring, a lot of these tiles have food bonuses. I just haven't gotten them. But I am tired of adding to my discontent. I'm about to add a lot more, so I think it makes sense just to feed. I got the sawmill out, that's important. All right, we're just gonna get food. I go from 11 to 16. So at least I'm gonna stop that discontent train a little bit. All right, Dusk phase. We're gonna resolve a Dusk card. There's 700 of them in there right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Feels like there should be more, but no. I did add a social card, right? Yeah, there's one in there. I guess I just removed one last time, I think. Yeah, because of the fighting arena was built. So rolling that to 3, and I didn't add one in the morning. I added one with the law. Yeah, I added a discontent in the morning. What do we get? Public dispute. If you have 3 or more hope tokens, I do go to 1. Someone once said the smart way to keep people passive and obedient is to strictly limit the spectrum of acceptable opinion, but allow very lively debate within that spectrum. Exhaust all discontent of one type or -1 discontent. I will get rid of this anger token. Yes, anger token gun. Done. All right, we're about to have some deaths, people. Be afraid. Be very afraid. We're gonna go to the hunger phase. I decrease hunger. I have 16 food, 13 hunger, so I go down to 3 food. I don't have to resolve anything for the first time in like 7 rounds, but I do have to feed 24 workers, so that means I have 21 workers left hungry. Super awesome. We're gonna go to the night phase. Everyone, well, let's just do it this way. You're cozy. You're cozy. I got a bunkhouse that fits too. They're both cozy. Cozy, and all the children are cozy. Who's not cozy? You? I'm missing a worker. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, just one worker. I'm gonna actually make it an engineer. So engineer, sick engineer, and we'll leave it that way. All right, and you'll see why next round. So the ruins becoming a shelter for 1 is super nice. Took me a few games to realize why I couldn't do that, and have them add +1, because again, once you add 1, you have to discard the other with the 2 laws. So 1 law, you can treat your ruins as shelter for 1. The other one, you could add +1 to how many your shelter can hold, but you can't have ruins that can fit 2, because again, there's a dichotomy. Like once you choose the 1 law, the other one automatically comes out of the game. So I could still pass 1 more law if I so chose. All right. Dawn phase. Pass the leadership marker. Move the round marker. This goes here to 7. Resolve. Nope, none. Reveal a morning card. What do we get? Wild berries. We found some berries under the snow. They must have grown before the great frost and then frozen. Our engineers say that they are suitable for eating and rich in vitamins. Give them to our engineers. If they test the plants, maybe they can grow more of them. Place 1 spent engineer token in the supply. Seems unwise. Let's collect them and search for other berries nearby. Then prepare some food for our people. Place a spent worker in the supply. Place a far tile. And gain 3 sick workers and 3 food. Whoa. Placing a far tile is nice, but I don't want more sick workers. I don't know if the 3 food makes up for that. Plus, I lose a worker for the round. Or we're not giving up the risk of making people sick. Picking up some berries, I can barely feed anyone. +1 discontent. I'm about to have 2 people die. I don't know if I want to add discontent. I will do 1. I'll place a sick engineer. I'll place a spent engineer in the supply, so that's 1 less engineer for me this round. And I'm going to add 64 to the Dust deck. Dust deck 64. All right, that would be a good card. It's great. Bam. Done. So, fuel the generator. I'm going to gain 1 sick child. So that's up to 3. I have not started to heal anybody. That's not good. Dropping coal, I'm dropping 4. Drop it like a top, drop it like a top. Barp. Oh, and how much came out? Just 3. Who needs to use a steam core? Add that thing. I could have done that when I used the engineer last round and removed 9 cubes, but this is fine. Alright. Nope. This resets. Draw a weather card. Blue goes up. Yellow goes up. Orange goes up. Gain 11 food. Boop. Get a 7. 6 plus 5. This guy goes here. So we resolve this. Black Gold Rush. Interesting. So when the temperatures drop to an unimaginable level, even underground waters froze over time, creating deep but narrow cracks. We've stumbled upon a particularly curious one. It must have been a bog before it froze. We noticed some gigantic bones sticking out of a mass of frozen earth and a black shiny block. It was coal! Lowering my comrade into seemingly endless void, I wondered if anyone would ever find our bones if we fell. We must get some rest so I can get 3 coal and go back home and immediately put it in my supply, or and add the worker to my supply, or I can focus push forward, gain 3 coal, and the coal stays in this card, and then I would add a B card and we try to get more stuff. But the 3 coal is actually really helpful right now, so I'm going to take the 3 coal, go back, and then we're adding a B card. So the top B card gives us people. I might like the idea of more people right now, but because I did it that way, my journey to get the people just got a lot longer, right? So instead of just having to go 3 spaces, which I might be able to get there next round, I have to go 1, 2, 3. I have to go 4 spaces if I choose to go back on that route. But I'm taking the 3 coal. I think the upside of the 3 coal is better. And this guy comes back to my supply. Thank you, Scout. All right, advance the scouts, move the storm marker. Storm marker goes from 12 to 11. And now we choose advisor, resolve the sickness markers. All right, he flips. Bam! So a worker died. So I could discard 1 card from my hand or discard a random card from the top of the deck. Worker died, so the worker was 6, so now I have 1 less sick worker, but I have 1 less worker overall. And when a worker dies, I lose 1 hope. So I want active tokens, so I'm going to just get rid of this care token, which was not active. And the next one could be really hurtful, so we'll see. That's going to go there. And now the engineer token flips. He dies. 1 less sick engineer, 1 less engineer overall. I take the top card. Exhaust care, -1 hope. So I'm going to just exhaust care and then lose that hope token. So now I still have 2 active tokens, which is good because I know the social dispute. I want to have more active hope tokens. And that's out. Checking the chat. Hamburglar919 says, love this game, super challenging. I have a friend whose last name is Hamburger, and I call his wife the Hamburglar. Just a side story, thought you'd want to know. And now we move on. All right, so we resolved the sickness markers. And so I guess I could have gained 3 sick workers. No, that's fine. We'll just kind of leave this here, see if I can keep that under. I don't know. Action phase. Excellent. All right, I'm getting text all day. Sorry. Life is crazy for me right now, guys. You will understand one day. That day is not today. So we are going to raise the heat, and I know I need to get to at least there, otherwise I'm just not gonna have any good shelter. So I'm spending 5 coal, getting up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How much more coal do I need? I need 3. I'm going to the red building's good, so I'm going to use this worker to sawmill from an adjacent square, which is there. That gives me 3 wood. I'm going to use this worker to spend 1 of those wood to get me 5 coal. I'm going to spend 3 more coal to get me all the things I need. 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. We get a gain a sick worker, which I don't love, but not so sure I'm going to be worried about that right now. I'm going to use a worker here. Gets me 3 more wood. And I'm just gaining 1 sick citizen a night at this point if I have someone scouting, so I might as well send this dude scouting. They can only scout with workers. I don't think you can send engineers. If I upgraded the thing, I could have 2 scouting, but I'm just not doing that. But I mean, the real question is, what am I trying to build? And I think an infirmary makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I think I have to build an infirmary. Just don't like. Ugh. I have to get more food. So 5 food, 11 to 16. I can upgrade 2 of my huts here, go hunting again. Go to a platform. I mean, I just am not getting food bonuses from exploring. This has been really gross. All right, we're gonna go to the workshop. I'm gonna spend 2 wood. I'm going to upgrade 2 of my hunter's huts. Yeah, I think I build the infirmary next turn. I mean, I'm just Gocha Grelic. I'm just not sure how helpful you are. I'm gonna go here then on the hunter's hut, gain 5 more food, and again I am at all the food I need, and I will now be gaining 13 food every round, which is a lot of food, which will really help me start preparing for the storm as well. So I do like that. I think I build the infirmary next round, and that should help some things. Alrighty then, we go to the Dusk phase. I'm going to pull a Dusk card and resolve it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are still 7 here. Did I add 1 in the? Nope. Yep, I did. Yeah, I took 1 out and then added 1 back. Fantastic. So still 7. I roll a D8. Number 5, successful experiment. I'm getting 14 food around. One of our engineers has green fingers. Ooh, maybe I don't. I do want to. Did I forget to remove? I forgot to remove a tile from here. That's a thing. I'm not going to upgrade the hunter's hut. I'm going to actually upgrade this guy. And I could have done that in any order. I had the wood, so that's fine. You can't really upgrade a building. You can upgrade a building and use it, but you can't upgrade a building that's being used already this turn. It's a weird thing. But yeah, I had the wood. I could have done the workshop actions and then done the sawmill. I'm still sitting there with 2 wood left over. 3 wood. I assume that should be here. Why did that drop? Oh, dude. I had 0 wood coming into this round. I gained 6. I spent 2. I spent 3. I have 3 left. Yeah, I spent 3 because I used the kiln and I used 2 to upgrade. I upgraded the sawmill. I upgraded the workshop. We'll try to place a tile here, and hopefully that is got more trees on it, and then I could just have a really nice steady stream of trees. All right, one of her neighbors has green fingers. She was able not only to grow this new kind of berry, but also crossbreed it with another plant. This resulted in a nutrient-rich fruit that can grow well in harsh conditions. Place this in the event display. Weather phase. This card counts as 1 hunting symbol. So I will still be growing. I was still be getting 2, 4, 7 plus 5, 12. I'm getting 13 food, but 1 is because of that. No, yeah, 1 because of that. So it's 5 because 1 for each tile because of tracking techniques, and then 4 because of 2 upgraded plus 3. So 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 1. 5, 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. 5, 5 plus 5 plus 4, it's 13. It's 13. I'm right. We're good. Dust phase is done. Hunger phase. Decrease hunger. We're down to 0. Feed the current round. I'm feeding 11. Not a problem. And everyone is warm and cozy except for 1, so that's going to be a worker left out in the cold. Because 4 ruins, I have, this goes off. Four ruins plus a thing, so that is enough for 6, and then this guy's there, so I only need 7. So we are good, and the children are in the children's shelter. We go to the dawn phase. We move this here. We resolve development scenario triggers. There are none. We draw a morning card. Fight for offal. There's been a spill in the cookhouse. Someone tumbled over a large pot of food. People immediately start to fight over it, fearing they might be deprived of their fill. Set up guards at the kitchen to restore order, only if you exhaust justice. Woof. There's no need to panic. We'll feed all. Only if you spend 6 food or increase hunger by 6. I cannot spend 6 food. I'm fine increasing hunger by 6. It's up to 17, whatever. And plus 1 hope, which means I get another token. I was only down to 2. If I lose all my tokens, we die. So, don't want that to happen. That's a bad thing. So we get a inactive justice. And no need to panic. We have food. We have a successful experiment. Why would I panic over food? We're good. Generator phase. I'm going to gain a sick worker. So this goes from 4 to 5. We are going to drop coal. I'm dropping 5 coal. There's a ton that didn't fall in there. But remember, we do have the cushion of 2. Only 3 falls. Woof. So I think there's like 4 in there. Easily blow past that 2 cushion next round, so I don't love that. Probably will clear that down to 0. This goes here. Reveal a weather card. Give me a 4. Nope. Ah, gross. So if I didn't take the cold like I did last turn, I would be there already. But it is what it is. So I'm actually doing this in order. First, I'm going to take care of this. The blue token goes up, yellow token goes up, and orange token goes up. I'm getting 13 food. I've done the math. I'm not going to do it again. And yeah, that's great. And then this guy goes up 3. Store marker moves uno. So probably losing my bunkhouse next turn as well. Done. We go to preparation phase, resolve sickness markers, flip. Action phase, adjust the number of citizen meeples, we're good. And we go to our actions. I only have 2 coal, which sucks. Alright, I'm going to use a worker on here. He's cold, he goes up there, and I'm going to spend the 1 wood to get 5 coal. My 7 coal gets me up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 2 more coal somehow, so that's a thing that needs to happen. But now the red buildings are good. So done. 1, 2. That's 6 wood. 4, 6. I'm going to build things. I'm going to build an infirmary. So 4 wood and a steam core. Gets me an infirmary here. It's an orange building. It is not heated yet. Woof. And I'll build another charcoal kiln, which would be heated because it's if I put it on the inner tile, which is fine. I will do that. I'm going to use an engineer to spend a wood and a wood to upgrade a charcoal kiln. Actually, I'll just put this out here. So I'm going to upgrade it. Yeah, charcoal kiln and the hunter's hut. I'm going to use another engineer to spend this last wood to get 5 coal. I'm going to spend 2 of it to get up to here. So 1 engineer gets sick. I guess I risk the drop. That could be bad. I mean, 6 would need to fall through. I'm dropping 5, but there's a bunch of things stuck in there. I don't like that. I definitely didn't want to go inactive with something now. I have to risk it. I don't want to lose more dudes. So I'm going to go to the infirmary. That lets me flip 2 tokens and treat 2 different things. So that was rather important. Now I can only upgrade the infirmary if I get 2 more steam cores, but remember I wasted a bunch of steam cores early, so that's not likely to happen. All right, I haven't done this at all. I have to do that before round 11, so we're getting close. And that just comes from knowing, just playing the game. So I have a little bit of cushion here. I don't love this setup, but I can't, I don't want to exhaust anything, so I'm just going to risk it. Hopefully no more than 6 fall out. If I had another steam core, it'd be nice. I could just drop everything. Is there anything? Oh, I didn't eat either. Woof. That's fine. I'll take the 4. I could spend 3 to cure 2. I'm just not going to. Yeah, just definitely not going to. All right, we're good. Do need to explore here. Hopefully it's more trees, because those trees are going to go fairly quick. But that's fine. I did not explore a lot of the map, so that's on me. That's my fault. All right, Dusk phase. We are going to pull this out. One thing I find funny about the scenario is like the one time I won, it was like, dude, I would not have survived another round. It's like, done. Mike James, Mr. Greg, hope you're well. Hopefully not in the cold. Silver Fear, what's up, Brian? Hello, Greg. How was the winter? It's going. It's going. All right, there's only 6 left, kids. What do we got? 2. Social dispute. The brothers return. Blah blah blah. I'm in round 8. This is such garbage. I mean, what a horrible joke this is. All right, the 2 brothers seeking their family just returned to their settlement. Wow, what an unbelievable swing. If it's a round, you get 2 workers, 3 engineers, and 2 children. That would literally give me another engineer meeple. That would be amazing. Now we're just getting 2 workers, 2 sick workers, whatever. So sorrow and loss were the only companions to return with the 2 brothers to evoke painful memories amongst our people. So swing and a miss. So +1 apathy. So I have to add a token. And if it's apathy, it automatically activates. It is not apathy. It was greed. But I gained my 2 workers back, so I'm at 25. But also gained 2 sick workers, so that's at 9. Woof. That's gross. Gross. I tell you. All right. Decrease hunger. Yikes. So I have to gain a discontent because we were at 4. That 4 has been a magic number, though. If you're at 5 or more, you start taking deaths. I'm going to gain a token. It is greed. It is inactive. Again, I just need more active tokens for the sake of that social unrest card. Let me make sure of that. It's been a while. Yeah, add more active hope than discontent. That would be amazing. I would love that. It's great. How much food am I getting? A lot. 5, 11, 12, 13. I'm getting 14 because I upped it by 1. Yeah, I want to get as much food as possible because of that. As much coal as possible because of that. Yikes. All right. Night phase, everyone has a home except for one person. I will make it a engineer. That's gonna be interesting. All right, dawn phase. Round marker goes to 9. Wait. Hunger phase. Feed citizens of the current round. I had to feed engineers. I had to feed 13. I was short. Sorry about that. Round marker goes to 9. Reveal and resolve a morning card. What is it? The Quack from the Burrow. There is a man who people call the Quack from the Burrow. He seems to have a talent for convincing folk of his healing skills. He has started to treat patients for a small fee. Let him do it. We need all the help we can get. Cure 4, increase hunger by 3. Let's spend one of our qualified engineers to re-educate him. He might do more harm than good working on his own. Place one spent engineer token on the supply. Add 59 to the Dust deck. Yeah, I don't want to deal with hunger right now. Do I need engineers? Not really. Oh, these guys should come back. So you spend that engineer, it's like you're just like banking on a good action later. There's not a lot of cards in that deck I love right now. I don't mind adding another good one, but it's going to cost me a spent engineer guy now. Let's re-educate the guy, because then maybe we'll get a lot of curing, and I would like that. So one spent engineer. You ain't going anywhere, sir. And adding number 59. Okay, not as good as I'd hoped, but it will do. All right. Because the other one's really bad. That's out. Don't let quacks run rampant in your village, kids. I'm going to gain a sick engineer. So I'm at 9 and 9. Now 10's important because once you get to 10, you start getting spent tokens, and that's bad. Drop coal. I'm dropping 5. Hold on to your butts. Hold on to your butts. No more than 6 can fall. Otherwise, we got problems. Problems in Tinseltown. Uh-oh, that sounded like more than 6. It's only 4. Wolf, a bunch of stuff is getting stuck. I do not know how or where. Wait a second. Nope, it's still in there. I was making sure it didn't get stuck on the table behind the thing, but nope. All right. So we have a full house, kids. I wish 1 or 2 fell, right? Because they would have been able to take advantage of my abilities, but did not. LS. This comes down. Generator did not break. Reveal a weather card. 1, 2, 3. It's getting harder to heat this bitch. All right, 6 plus 5 is 11, plus 2 is 13, plus 1 is 14 food. Whee! All right. He moves. Storm marker is also going to move, so storm's happening. Surprise. Let me resolve this. So ruins of mice and men. It was obvious that people were still alive in what used to be a famous academic town. Not many people, but still some. They had miserable supplies, and that was not where their misery ended. They looked at us with terrified eyes, clearly afraid we would take what little they had. They knew their fate rested in our hands. Don't be afraid, we won't hurt you. Gain +1 hope. I like hope. Do I activate that? No. We got another motivation. Gain 3 engineers. I have to go back home. I don't have an option. So gain four engineers. So up to 17. That's another engineer meeple. I like that. Oh. Never mind. Never. I just figured something out for the first time. There's like an engineer child thing. I didn't fully understand what the hell that was about. And now I get it. Playing 3 children. So that's up to 14. And gain a 6th child, so that's only at 4. Hell yeah. I have to go back home though. So this is going to stack there, and we would put a C card on top of that if I wanted to go exploring again. Maybe. Oh, yeah, really maybe. Remember, I have 1 more person to house now. Oh, also the storm happens, so that's a thing. Remove the storm marker from the game, and bunkhouses are now also ruins. So I am only getting 5 shelters from ruins. We have to think now that I have 9 meeples to house, where I was only housing 8 before. I was getting 4 from the ruins. It only needed to house 7 actually, because 1 was scouting. So I was getting 2 from the bunkhouse and 4 from the ruins. Now I'm getting 5 from ruins. If I send a guy on an excursion, that puts me in an interesting spot. There's some really good results in this sea, so I guess I will excurge. I'll excurge again. So choose advisor, no thanks. Resolve sickness, markers, effects, flippity flip. And action. I have 3 coal. That gets me to the red building. We like red buildings. They're great. I'm going to sawmill, kiln. So netting. So 2 of these. Well, I really should explore first. I'm going to explore first. Give me trees. No trees. Oh, 5 food though. Gets me up to 19 and 2 wood. And 1 sick ass dude. Because he went out in the snow. Sawmill, kiln is going to net me 4 wood and 10 coal. 5, 10 coal. I'm going to use that coal. I need to get up the hair to make sure everyone's cozy at night. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 of that coal is out. Leaves me with 3. And that means I do have to take off this and this. I literally only have 1 more wood that I'm getting from there. All right. Well, that's a thing. I'm going to use Marshall Primazlo to perform this action as normal. I can then spend 3 food to cure 2. So I'm going to treat 2 with the infirmary. So again, I have to use a building. It has to be the infirmary or a medical post. So I'm treating 2. And then I'm curing 2. Because I spent the 3 food. 1, 2, 3. And I'll cure the worker. And I will cure a child. Ugh. What are the rest of these suckers? Oh, I could do that. Could pass the new faith law. Oh, I have to send a dude here that removes 5 if I had a steam steam core, I remove all of it. No, not gonna waste it. Steam core removing 6. I think I use him to pass my last law. Oh god, I didn't build any buildings. I have no shelter. I'm not passing a law. Ugh. Yeah, I gotta build another shelter. Spending 4 wood. To put out a house. And it can go on the outskirts because super easy to heat because it's super insulated. Yay, insulation. All right. Oh, that's interesting. All right. Well, these workers aren't that great. My citizen cards are not everything I'm hoping for right now. All right, Dusk phase. Almost passed a new law. One more reason to get another card in there. Did not happen. I have a feeling my society is about to come a tumbling down, but you know, it's fine. This storm marker can leave. We are almost at round 11, so I have to get pretty serious about some things. That's fine. Getting through by the skin of my teeth. Oh, 2 workers died, right? So I should have moved that up to a 3. Ah! No, I did that. Never mind. The inevitable, yeah, I only saw the inevitable once, which you gain a sickness for every dead citizen, and I gained a sick child early, I believe. Someone could tell me if that's wrong. Rolling a die. A 1. Oh, did I not send a guy to the ruins? Woof. I did not. That's fine. Shoot. So I have 7 have houses, 2 do not. 5 plus 4. The ruins are all good. I just built a house. If I can get 1 more house, then everyone will be cozy for the rest of the game. That's fine. Okay. Consensus. Something about that poetry kept nagging you. It wouldn't leave your thoughts. You arranged a meeting with the poet. It was eye-opening, and you began to understand what she wanted to say. Because of the hardships of life, she just needed to blow off some steam. She, in turn, was fascinated by the burden you carry and decided to help. Exhaust all discontent of one type or -1 discontent. Fine, I'll get rid of another greed. One of the greeds, I guess. I don't know. I don't have that many active content here. That's fine. I'm 2 to 1. I can make things active quick. Done. Discontent goes away. That's out. So decisions earlier that spent workers and stuff is coming back to help us a little bit now. This is done. We go to the hunger phase. I have 3 food left. Feeding citizens of the current round, 25. I'm going to be 22 shy. We go to the night phase. Everyone's housed except for 2. And I'll have a spent engineer. I think that just makes sense. Because I have 4 engineer tokens now, and I've been okay. This token goes away. And these tokens come. Yeah, so I'm definitely done exploring. But I just don't have the coal I wanted. Alright. So yeah, 2 engineers got sick. Done. Pass the leadership marker. Move the round marker. This goes here. So now children can go to the cookhouse. So that's a thing. And this comes here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, not that useful. It would have been removing tree from any map section. I only have 1 more tree on the board. I just did not get a lot of trees this game, which is proving problematic. Morning card. Fanatics. They believe it's the end of the world and no one can save humankind. They just stand on the streets with signs foretelling doom. We should do something before more people fall into this stupor. No work means no food. Tell them they won't get their rations or a place to sleep until they get back to work. Ooh. So I can try to convince them, but I have to exhaust motivation. I could lose 4 workers, which honestly doesn't do much for me. But then I add 65. I'm not exhausting motivation. So losing 4, 25 to 21, and adding 65 to the Dusk deck. What does this do? Wolf. Okay. Interesting. All right. Let's go. Generator phase. Fuel the generator. Nope. I'm getting 1 sick child. I am dropping 6 coal. This could be interesting. There's so much coal stuck in there. I will not be surprised if we have a meltdown. 8 can fall without a problem. And only 5. Wow, it's getting stuck at crazy rates. 5 fell. Still haven't used the cushion I've had there, but that has helped my decision making, which has been nice. Heat resets. Boop. Reveal the weather card. Less interesting now because obvious reasons. So blue goes up, yellow goes up. So we need to spend 11 coal to warm all of our ruins. I'm going to get food. So again, there's 5 hunts, 3 of them are upgraded. So 5 because of the tracking techniques, plus 6 is 11, 7, 8, no, 6 is 11, 12, 13, 14 food. Boop. The boop is important. No scouts. The store marker would move too, but store marker, alas, is out of the game. Preparation phase, resolve sickness markers. So I get a spent engineer token because this is here and he flips. This just flips. So that's 1 spent engineer here. And action phase. Still 5, 4, and 3. All right, spending 3 coal. Glad the red guy has managed to stay pretty close. I'm going to go out. Get these 2 wood. That gives me sickness. Because it gathered way out and it was cold over there. I'm going to use this sawmill. That's a red building, so we're insulated there. That gives me 3 wood. Now, one of the techs gives you 4 wood for the sawmill action. I find that tech amazing. So that's a thing. And now I need a ton of coal because I have to warm up my shelters. So I'm spending 2 of the wood I just got to get 10 coal. I have to spend 8 more. Woof. 8 more coal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now all my shelters are warm. It's not good. I'm going to go here, flip these 2 things back. I'm going to use my child to gather resources. Oh, well, I could explore. That could be interesting. No, I'm going to use my child thing to gather resources. Sick child, though, because it's cold. He's going to go here. He's going to gain the food bonus on that tile. So we go from 14 to 19. I'm going to go here on this hunter's thing to go from 19 to 24. So we've fed. I could spend 6 food to gain 2 food rations and 1 coal ration. That would be interesting. Could pass a law. You just have no more coal. I mean, I could have tried to do this whole. This is expensive, man. It's 5 food, 5 wood, and a thing, and you're wall drilling, and it's only yellow, and it's like woof. I just never found that math. I mean, it's 3 steam cores to upgrade it, and it's 5 wood and a steam core just to get the thing out. Like, it's an unbelievable expense. And I guess if you have 2 of them going, they're nice, but it never made much sense to me. Don't think I can do much more right now. All right, I'm spending an engineer here. I'm sending 6 food. Gets me down to 18 and my last 2 coal. So that gives me 1 coal and 2 food rations. And then I have 1 more engineer. I might as well pass a law, kids. Don't think there's much else I can do that's useful. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to pass. I'm going to be a people of faith. Activate 1 of each type token. So I can activate this 1 motivation. I can activate this 1 justice. And since I activated law 7, law 8, law 7 comes out of the game, which is a much more, it's all about order, but it does a lot with stuff of discontent. And I activated law 8, so I will grab these 2. Nope. 5, 6, 7. A couple things got out of order. All right. This is if all of your discontent tokens are exhausted. Woof. They're not all exhausted. What the hell? Anger. Yeesh. Neither one of those are great. But it is what it is. I think that's the right move. I might have some people about to die. All right. Six. We are here. So, this is nuts. So, actions are done. We are going to resolve this. It would be a decent time for the order card. For the society card, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in here. I would not want the faith card I just put in there. I cannot pass any more laws, by the way. I have picked my surroundings clean. There are no more. Scar, there is no more food. Oh, wait. Did I need to do that this round? I don't know if I did or I didn't, but I finally got some supplies in there, so I feel good about it. Roll, it's a 4. Nope, there's 7 cards here, so that's problematic. Roll, it's a 2. All right. Child education, young medics. Thanks to their specialized education, the children can help us with the sick. If the child shelter is built, for each child meeple, cure 1. Don't mind if I do. That allows me to cure 1 and 1, 2. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I really did not explore a lot of this map. Things are happening. All right, hunger phase. This goes down to 4. I will increase this because of that. This gets reset. Current round is children. I have to feed 14 children. I will, don't worry. Night phase, everyone has a home except for 2. I will give it to the workers, so 2 of them stay out in the cold. Like, we're so cold! Why? This can come off. These come on. That engineer, good job, sir. Back, so 5, 4. Yeah, I have 7 shelters. Everything's warm. We're good. Dawn phase. Round marker moves. We are at round 11. And that means some things happen. So at round 11, if S7 has not been revealed, it has been. We place S4 into the display. Survive the storm. All right. A howling gale snares the city in its grasp. A generator creaks under its weight, opposing the raging winds. Hunting or transporting raw materials from a warehouse means certain death. We'll have to make do with the food and coal we've stockpiled. Once we get to round 12, instead of playing a normal round, instead resolve this card. Lose half of your food. Round it up. Return all scouts from expeditions. Do not collect rewards. Generated phase. We do the generated phase, hunger phase, and wolf. That's gonna be a thing. All right. there's some things. We'll resolve that one at a time when we get there. So that's next round. So we still have one more normal round and then next round. Morning phase, resolve a morning card. Refugees, faces that were once distinct are now bleak with exhaustion. Will we feed that flicker of hope that's visible in their eyes? Let them enter our city, gain 3 workers. Ugh. What the hell? Well, this sucks. Well, we're doing it. Let them enter our city, gain 3 workers. 1, 2, 3. 2 engineers. 1, 2. And a child. 1. It gives us a 4th child, meeple. Increase hunger by 5. It goes to 19. If we have active care, we don't. If we have active greed, we do. +1 discontent. Otherwise, we'd have to, if we send them away, we exhaust all of our hope and gain +1 greed. That is horrendous. So that instead is what we're doing. Now, remember, we could spend 3 food to go to the cookhouse to decrease discontent. We also have the fighting arena, which we can use to decrease discontent, but we still have more active hope than discontent, which is good for the social unrest card. So that's fine. What a weird morning card. All right, fuel the generator. No thanks. I do gain 1 sick worker. We are dropping coal. I'm dropping 6. That's 6. This could. Ah, crap. I forgot to clear off my generator. I instead decided to pass my law. Oh well. This ain't gonna go well. Well, we're blowing, kids. We might have blown anyway. So 6. Yeah, holy crap. A bunch of stuff was stuck in there. I think even if I had done the generator, it would have removed 6. And I would have added that 6 right back +3. Oh, we would have just made it. Barely. Woof. So, this goes here. Everything else goes here. We are over by 100. We're over by 8. Now, we would remove 6. And then we would have been +2. Wow! Yeah, I just totally forgot. Totally forgot. I probably would have done that instead of passing the law if I had thought about it. But now I have the field kitchen, the cemetery, the faith keepers. I mean, there's things that can happen, but yeah, I probably should have done that. But I wanted to get my hope up because when people die, I want to have hope that I'm going to lose. So that's a thing. Woof. Yeesh. That's not great. I'm going to need 12 coal somehow to keep everything sheltered. We'll get there, I believe. The children is our future. Children are, not is. Is a weird sentence, Greg. All right, so we drop it and place them in the stress track and check for generator breakdown. All the coal goes away. Everything goes up 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And this flips to the other side. So if it happens again, we lose. Everything comes out of the track. So in some ways, it's not terrible to just plan on it to happen, but that was just a bad oversight on my part, especially because I had that and I would have actually been perfect for it. But now I really just don't need to worry about it this round. So I got 2 additional actions in a sense. Reveal a weather card. Woof. Everything goes up 1, 2, 3, 4. I definitely need somehow to get. I need to get 12 coal. I can do it, I think. Yeah, I screwed that up. I messed it up again. Million ways to die in this game. Not many ways to win. One way to win. Choose an advisor. Resolve sickness effects. So this flips, this flips, this flips, and I get a token. So only 8 workers can do things. Woof. All right, for again 12 sick citizens each site, reduced by 2 for each coal stack. I'm not gonna have that much extra coal. For each citizen meeple without somewhere to sleep, gain 3 successes of corresponding type. Not good. All right. Well, I'm going to 2 workers. Well, 1 worker, sick worker, spending a thing, 5 coal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We get here. Now I can do this. 5 more coal. I'm going to spend it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We get here. That's enticing. I'm going to dig out some snow. I get a sickness. Another tech I really like is makes all exploration actions. All exploration actions heated because it's like lamps. They're super nice. There's another one that gives you can get 3 supplies instead of 2 in a gather action. You can do from adjacent tiles, which can be really nice. I'm going to go gather these coal. I could spend them. All my shelters are almost heated. Wolf. Gather this wood. I'm gonna build the kiln. Oh, I didn't. It didn't resolve the symbols. I get 14 food. I'm gonna build a kiln and a Oh wait, that's not warm. Shoot. So another sick. Another sick. Because that's not warm yet. Nah, it's not worth it. 1, 2. Come back. Come back. This is down 2. 1, 2. This is here. This 2 wood is here. With that 1 wood, I'm gonna build. Dear God. No. I have to gather that 2 wood. No. I'm gonna gather that 2 wood with this guy. So he's sick. I'm going to then build the 1 build a gathering post, and now build the charcoal kiln. That's the only thing I'm building. It's on that tile, so I can do this and it's heated. I'm gonna go there, spend this wood, get 4 coal. I'm gonna spend 3 of that coal to heat all my shelters. I'm gonna spend this guy to get 2 more coal. 19, 14, 19. Damn it. Nope, I'm not going to spend him to get 2 more coal because that doesn't do anything for me. I'm going to come here and spend 5 food. Save that a little bit. What is this? Gain 5. Gain +2 hunger for each citizen meeple. Spend food to decrease hunger. Food gets halved. Gain 5 food for each food ration. So I'm already getting 10 food. I have 9, 12, so 24, down to 14. That's 2 deaths. Another food ration. But now I have to prevent deaths. I mean, this is gonna be ugly. Everyone's dying. Man, that was a big oversight. If this was not even that one thing higher somehow is really bad. My food's gonna be crazy. I have to get all my ruins have to be heated. My ruins have to be heated. I think we play it out. I mean, I don't know. 19. Oh, there's gonna be a lot of dead citizens. I think I go here, flip, and flip. When the children die, it really messes with your hope more. It's not good. All right. I just got building late. What was this? 4 trees. That could have been helpful. All right. So we are done. We're going to go to the action phase does Dusk. We're going to resolve our last Dusk card. This is, again, round 11. This is a very unsatisfying win if this actually ends up going to my favor. Rolling a 6. Please don't be the inevitable. Unsafe conditions. Woof. Place this card on the makeshift shelters law card. Oh, what a horrible time for this card to come out. So makeshift shelters do not apply. If all citizens have a warm place to police, -1 warm place to sleep, -1 discontent. The snowfall was heavy and the roads, blah, blah. Many will have to face the night without a roof over their heads. No effect. And then it goes at discard pile. Oh, what a woof. What a woof-tastic card that is. Woof. So I only have 2 shelter for my 9 adult meeples. Heh. That's great. And by great, I mean terrible. If anything gets up to 26 sickness, you're dead. So that's something to keep in mind. Oh, it's going to kill me. That is going to kill me. Yeah, I can't survive that. I don't know if I can survive it anyway. Getting 10 sick. Yeah, I'm super dead. It's a terrible, terrible card. Cure 2 would have been good. That wouldn't have been good. That would have been good. Not with, yeah. This doubt, like one of the only one of the cards would have been. 2 of the cards would have been good. 4 of them are rough. Well, crap. Decrease hunger, so we're down to 0. Feed the current round. The current round is engineers. This goes up to 19. Night phase. I mean, literally, I have to take 7 sickness markers. I think I have to take it for the engineers. That gets me to 7 sick engineers. We go to round 12. We'll carry this out. We'll see what happens. Nope, sorry. I already put that card over there. Great. Instead of playing it around, resolve this card. So first thing we do is this moves. We're in round 12. Do this round. So we lose half my food. I have no food. Return scouts. I had no scouts on expeditions. All right. Increase hunger by 2 for each citizen meeple. So hunger goes from, oh, and if you get past 25 at the end of the round, you're dead. So that's a thing. So again, many ways to die. So I have 3, 12 citizens, so plus 24. So I go from 19 to 30, 19 to 43. Right, 19 plus 20, 24 is 43. I gain 5 food for food ration, so I only get 10 food. We resolve this. Woof. Oh, we're dead. Wow. How did I ever win this? So we're at 33 hunger and just die. Because there's no weather phase. Oh, I didn't even do the generator phase yet. Hold on. But I'm definitely dead. Generator phase. Play as normal. We gain a sick child. We have to drop 7 cubes. That's crazy. 9 things come out, but does not cause an explosion. This resets. How is there no hunting? There's like no hunting or anything. You just have to. Oh, I guess because the storm's so bad. So you really have to like somehow have 18 leftover food. Woof. Yeah, so I generator phase, hunger phase. This goes to 43, 48. It goes down to 38. No, 43 down to 33. And then we resolve that. But because I'm plus 25, it doesn't matter. So I would need it to spend at least 6 more food over the course of the last few rounds to get that up. There is, if I hadn't done that around 10 and waited to do that around 11, I wonder if that would have helped. But yeah, as the way that is, that's just dead. And then, I mean, if that didn't kill me, I gained 12 6 citizens of each type. So I would gain 14. So how that would work, this would go to 14. I'm supposed to gain 2 more citizens. So instead, this would flip. A dude would die. That would decrease. This comes off. It'd be exhaust justice minus 1 hope. I'd exhaust the other justice. And then it would just rotate again. I would gain 12 of these. Instead, this would go up 2, and then it would flip 10 times. So it'd be 1 dead engineer. On the second time it flips, minus 1 hope. And then it would be 3, 4 dead engineer. Exhaust justice minus 1 hope. Then 5, 6 minus 1 engineer. Exhaust care minus a hope. 7, 8. And then 9, 10. So 2 more cards would come out. 1 minus a hope. Minus a hope. And then this goes up to 16. So it'll be plus 12. So it'll be 18. So yeah, we go there. Then, oh, yeah, dear God, I'm super dead. Oh, it'd only be 10. 10 instead of 12. So 1 less of these guys would have died. Because it's minus 2 less per coal I had stocked up. Count all shelters as heated. Free shelter without somewhere to sleep. Gain 3 6 citizens. Resolve the sickness markers. So I'd be flipping these like crazy. Yeah, it didn't come together, man. That's crazy. What the hell? What was this? Gained 4 wood and 6 food. That could have been helpful. That did not come together. Gain 2 wood and 2 coal. Plus 1 hope. Gain 4 workers and 3 children. That would have been nice. Gain 2 workers and 2 engineers. Or plus 1 hope. Gain 3 workers, 2 engineers, and 1 child. Gain a sick child. Those extra workers could have been really helpful. Really, I said, what did I get? The 3 coal. Yeah, so when you get up to the end of a thing, it's C. Like it often will tell you to just start a new A, so then the whole stack goes away. I like the scouting, but yeah, man, that wasn't even close. I survived to 12, but that's not the game. Just did not get enough rations on there. This was a waste. It's hard to imagine having, I mean, it's generating 14 food around. I mean, at some point, I mean, the most I could have gotten is 10, 11, 16 food around. So I could have been hunting more. I mean, I didn't get a lot of extra meeples, which is a problem. That's why I'm saying these A's that give you extra workers. I mean, if you're getting a 4th meeple, if I got 6 workers and 4 engineers, all of a sudden those 2 extra actions around can really add up. It's also where the automaton strategy comes in, but the problem with that is it's very, very coal intensive. There is a tech that minimizes the coal impact, but it's really hard to make that come together in my experience with the automatons. I mean, if you go with the child labor, of course, the gathering resources becomes easier, but you're really going to have a much harder time there because those Dusk guards are brutal. Work accidents for each child meeple used to perform an action this round gain a sick child. I mean, you start getting sick children, your hope just really gets depleted. Ugh, if you have active anger, place 1 spent worker or engineer token and 2 spent child tokens in the supply. Woof. Otherwise, just 1 spent worker and 1 spent child. It's like, oh. Yeah, those are pretty brutal. I don't know. Happy to discuss strategy. This kind of ended with a big fart. Just like, oh, I guess I could put all my workers there. What's the point of that? I guess that was simple. Yeah, I guess you're supposed to bring all the workers back there, which is kind of silly. Because then this is literally just a giant thing for like the spent tokens. I don't know. Whatever. But eventually, either way, I was dying because of hunger. I was dying because of death, or I was dying because I was gonna run out of all my hope tokens. So one way or the other, this card was killing me in 3 different ways. So I hope that was fun. I mean, I hope it gave you a interesting idea of like, because I know when I first started playing this, I couldn't even get to round 8 or 9 with any kind of consistency. So, you know, if you aggressively get those tents out, you make those tents into ruins. You know, you get the sawmills out, you get the charcoal kilns. George A, who's a name that a lot of you will know, he did a guide that you can find on BGG, on a survival guide that can be pretty helpful. I mean, I skimmed it after I played a bunch of games and everything. It was like, oh yeah, that's kind of stuff I learned the hard way. You know, you could pretty much go a hardcore scouting route, like have 2 scouts going at a time. So that would require spending a steam core to upgrade the beacon. That's they, you know, it's not super reliable in the sense you don't really know what's coming. And there's just so many things you want to spend your actions on. I mean, you get to those final rounds, and it's like you got to spend an engineer there. I really needed to get another medical post out early. I knew this was a battle I was losing in a way that wasn't great, but I just found myself really tight on wood. Just did not. I mean, if you look at the tokens, I mean, again, that's 4 trees, 3 trees, a bunch of coal, 3 extra food, 2 trees, 2 extra food, 3 extra food, and 3 trees. I mean, yeah, I really was not getting the things I was kind of wanting. 2 trees and 3 food. I guess I don't know. I mean, I did plug away a lot of those trees. So I got 7 trees ultimately, and I got that one over there. And then there was probably more. 2 more trees. It does seem like at some point things run out. You know, unless I'm really missing something on that strategy. But just, oh, I mean, I guess if the sawmill upgraded is costing you 3 wood, this upgraded is costing you 5 wood, but the 3 steam cores. But you have to spend all those actions to get the steam cores to upgrade it to the red side. I just don't see it's realistic to spend the coal to get to the top of that. It just seems impossible. But if you get a wall drill, yeah. I mean, the game I won, again, I had a tech that was giving me an extra wood every time I used a sawmill, and that was like super strong because I just had all the houses I needed. By the last round, it was not everyone was house. It wasn't even a question. But that makeshift shelter card is freaking horrible. What's the other one? Yeah, this is the one I saw last time. If all citizen able to have a warm place to sleep without using ruins, +1 hope. Otherwise, exhaust care and -1 hope. That's so much better, man. That's so much better than literally just like, oh, everyone gets sick. I mean, ugh. That's really bad. Woof. No, but this game is really intense. I do like it a lot. I think it's a very, very impressive design. I've never played the video game, but I could see why people would really kind of dig it. Again, there's a lot I haven't explored yet. There's a lot I don't think I don't know why I would want 6 different kinds of societies. I can't see the difference of that. This is on normal. I mean, there's hard, and then the expansion, the Frostlander expansion, gave you like survival mode. Like all of that seems super insane. But really excited to see the comments on this one. Glad to get back at it. I will be back hopefully soon with a playthrough of Renegade. So that was a game I was exploring last week. And not sure what to make of it yet. So that's an oldie. Again, it's designed by Ricky Royal from Box of the Lights. I think I had probably too high expectations going in based on things I had heard about it. It's a good game. I'm not sure where it fits for me ultimately, and I think there's just some things it does that are just a bit of a miss, all in all. But excited to finally get that on the channel and feature it. I know Philip has been waiting for that one for a minute, so that's it. Super glad this kind of came together. I'm not sure if I will be back to it in the future, but definitely will be taking this out once in a while, and I will die miserable deaths in the cold on my own. So this was cool. Hope everyone's having a great day, and until next time, happy gaming.
Solo.